Listen up. We're here to talk about soccer. And lots of soccer. And you're going to like it, you lazy bags of crap. All right, we're talking about World Cup. Villa new manager. United win. Arsenal win. Bayern win. Oh, where's Keeley? Anybody seen Keeley? All right, welcome to We Are Soccer. As you can see, we're having a little fun. It's Halloween. We are spooky. I don't know if you know who I am, but take a guess. Would like to see it. Put it in the comments. If you're watching, please throw some love our way. Throw some love our way, you lazy bags of crap. Thumbs up, comments. Let us know what you're drinking. Nate's double fisting booze on the other side at the kids' table. We'll show you him in a minute. You better like today's show. That's all I've got to say. We will be talking World Cup. We'll be talking World Cup 21 days away. Injuries happening. Some players who will not be making to the World Cup. Weston McKennie getting a thigh injury, I believe. We'll see if he makes it. Liverpool lose again. What is going on with that club? Lots of people happy they're losing. Chelsea thrashed by Brighton. My good friend Nate today said, oh my God, I can't believe Brighton beat Chelsea. Maybe Chelsea should fire their manager and hire Brighton's manager. That's a good idea, actually. We'll see if that happens. Lots of other stuff. A FIFA documentary dropping 11 days before the start of the World Cup. That's major news. That's on Netflix. Lots of stuff to get to. Stuttgart wins. Nate's happy. Atletico Madrid lose. Bayern win 6-2. Leipzig, Leverkusen. Napoli win. Juventus win. Inter win. PSG barely escaped Troyes. And the Portland Thorns win. We got lots to get to today, boys and girls. As you can see, why don't we talk to the boys at the kids' table? Hello, lads. How we doing?
Good. Kind of sound Australian, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
it's getting a little bit raspy. When I get a little bit excited, I go that Australian way.
Yeah.
Not very Roy Kent-ish.
No.
Yeah, no, it's official. You're not English at all.
No,
that's
I know.
you've sold the farm there. There's no way, based on what I'm hearing and that accent, that is. I don't want to say horrible. What's worse than horrible, Brooks?
Horrendous?
Keep going. Need more. Vomit-inducing.
Yes.
All right, cool.
No. That's all I got.
No,
That's
not even.
all I got.
Still, I thought actually something went wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what happened? I was like,
so.
oh, you were trying to,
Yeah.
you know.
We should tell everybody we did have some technical difficulties right before we went live. One of the cameras wouldn't work, then one of the microphones wouldn't work, but we think we have it all sorted out now. We think we're live and people are watching. I don't know. If not, it's just three idiots sitting in a room alone talking about Jamie Tart, that fucking idiot.
Okay, we're done. Brooks, how was your weekend of scouting?
It was
Yeah.
good. 3 games on
Yeah?
Saturday. Yeah, Vardar crew played. So some of the Michigan boys that went to go join the 17 and 15 crew teams got to watch those guys play, and I literally expect it to be more of a bloodbath, to be honest with you, just the way Vardar's played the past couple weeks.
That's neat.
So, that was a good game, though. Well, I guess not for Vardar, because they got blown out. Well, let's say they lost 3-2, 6-0, the 17s lost, and then, the 15s lost like 3-0, 2-0. So it wasn't a good week for Vardar, that's for sure.
Where were you at, Oakland U?
Yeah, Oakland U Dome, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice, I like that dome.
Nice and warm.
I actually was at the Schoolcraft Dome on Saturday, and believe it or not, first time at the Schoolcraft Dome, and I thought it was pretty nice.
It is really nice.
I thought it was pretty darn nice.
I've actually not been to the Schoolcraft
Yeah,
Dome. St.
no,
Joe's
it's
over
nice.
there on 275. It's a nice dome, though, right?
Oh, it's
That's what I've
nice.
heard.
Like
Yeah?
the inside's nice. They had a little thing, not very big, but as far as a little cafe to walk into, pretty cool. Nice field, nice turf area. So
And you
had a
have your
good time.
coffee. They have your coffee.
They don't have my coffee.
I know they don't. But I'm just saying, like they have the Starbucks machine where you put
No.
you put the
God,
thing
no,
in.
no.
Yeah, it's
no.
yeah.
Wait. They got what over there?
No.
What?
No.
They got a Starbucks machine.
Yeah,
They got a
like you put your
Keurig.
credit
Stop
card.
it.
You put your
Stop.
credit card in there,
No.
and it delivers like the basic coffee. I mean, listen, I've had to have it sometimes when I
won't drink it.
I know you won't, but I mean, I've had to have it when
If you're like
wake
me-
up calls needed. To be honest with you, like when I'm drifting off a bit
If
after the
you're
fifth
like
game.
me, you load up. You're showing up with an arsenal of coffee no matter what. I got usually one that I'm drinking and one on deck. 2 30 ounces ready to go.
Well, you brew your coffee. I don't.
And I buy it at
unfortunately.
Starbucks though too.
Do you?
Yeah, for
I actually
sure.
bought iced caramel macchiato before I came in today. I'm sorry. You drank pumpkin spice the other day, so
You don't drag me into this conversation.
You don't tell me that. Come on, Mister. I don't drink pumpkin spice, and now I'm all about it.
No.
He
He
is.
likes it.
He
Hold
does.
on. Hold on. The exact comment was that I don't put stuff in my coffee. And that's a true statement.
Yes.
As far as a pumpkin spice on things, it's quite nice. A little delectable.
That's
you know?
true. You don't
In
add
your beer.
all the other sugar stuff like I had in my iced caramel macchiato.
Oh, the sugars. Oh.
I'm sorry. I just yeah, you know.
I have not seen one of these Starbucks machines though.
Oh, just go to Schoolcraft. They're in so they have two things. They have like the volleyball facility, and then they have like the dome, and they're right there. If it's a little snack bar, it's not like anything crazy,
Sure.
but it's enough.
So I get to drink Starbucks coffee
They
and
used
then
to have
watch soccer
smoothies
as well.
back in the day. That was the upsetting part. They'd make some damn good smoothies there, and I was like, I would have that every once in a while, but nope, they got rid of it.
All right.
Saving
Well,
on money.
Times
'cause
are
of
tough,
COVID.
bro.
I
Times
know.
are tough.
Yeah, times are
Inflation.
definitely tough. All right, guys. As you can see, everybody, this is our spooky edition of We Are Soccer. We're calling it We Are Spooky. Hope you like the new decorations in the studio we've got. I am obviously, I am Roy Kent from Nate's favorite show, Ted Lasso, or as he calls it, Major League, the English version.
No.
I really wanted to find a Lou Brown costume or a Rick Vaughn and dress up as that, just to be funny.
Yeah, I would have.
But I couldn't like really. I don't know. I was so busy and
I would have been like, oh wow, it's
I want to get
Ted
the
Lasso.
mustache to be like, here we go. Charlie.
That's awesome.
That was a good
Brooks,
role.
So, Brooks, what are you dressed as, or did you not get the memo that we were supposed to dress up today on the show?
No, I got the memo.
You got the
Brooks just has been busy with a lot of things, and I had to throw something together. So
So you're
I
a
don't
DJ
know.
Scout
Yeah, sure.
on the
why not?
turntables.
Yeah,
With
maybe
those
Eminem.
headphones. Eminem?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll throw the mic, the headphone up like this every once in a
There
while.
you go.
Write
Leave it
my
like
beats, my verse.
Throw some beats. I love it.
Yeah.
All
Give a
right.
shout out to 40, by the way, which
40?
is Nick Darren, who used
Oh!
to rap back in the day.
Yes, sir.
So, yes, he actually made a rap album for himself back in the day. And Steve Shelton actually took the cassette tape and put it on digital files for him. So Nick Darren can bust some rhymes if people did not know that. And I'm sure he's probably embarrassed that people show this to him, but 40 can rap, man.
Someone tag Nick Darren in this video.
Ask Mark Zathy.
No,
Mark Zathy knows that 40 can rap. Oh, yeah.
I don't think people call him 40 anymore, right?
They
don't call
don't.
him
They don't, but that was
anymore.
his rapper name.
I took a recruiting trip to U of D, and Nick Darren was there. He was a player at the time.
Yes.
And he was on the recruiting trip, or there at school, and it was interesting to say the least. We are good friends. So.
Yes.
All right, Nate. What are we dressed as, my friend? You look like you're wearing Manchester United hat, Manchester United.
No, that's
shirt.
Powerhouse, bro.
What is it? Sorry.
it's Powerhouse.
Powerhouse. Sorry.
Get it right.
Powerhouse.
I think he's
Got
the
bad
Green
eyes.
Arrow.
The Green Arrow?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
No,
All right.
it's the Hulk.
You're going. That's the Hulk.
Yeah, look. And I already got these.
Oh, good lord. I got a headache.
We are
going in
so
my
not
eyes.
creative at this, but whatever.
What do you mean not creative? This is a mask.
Well, I mean, you guys are probably sick of it because you.
And I'm Smart Hulk too. I know everyone's like, "Oh, aren't you saying Hulk smash?" No, I'm Smart Hulk from the comics.
Ah.
Where Banner and Hulk's
Yeah.
Banner's brain merged with Hulk's body.
Yeah.
They started doing it in the later Marvel TV and movies. But yeah, it's called Smart Hulk. Yeah, that's all. Nope, still not there.
That's my favorite.
Nope,
No,
still not.
You're
nope.
still not getting it.
Still no.
Still.
really
Is anybody
bad.
else getting that I'm Roy Kent? I grew the beard. It's not very good.
Yeah,
but I
you look
tried.
like.
No one's commented yet, so.
Are you the Fonz?
I'm like, what?
Fonz.
The Fonz?
Hey!
Are you going to jump some sharks?
Does Brooks even know who the Fonz is?
Yes!
Is Brooks just so
Schwanz.
young?
Probably because, like, what was it? They used to show, God, what was the channel they used to show, like, old TV shows on?
No idea.
Not Nick at Night. Was it Nick at Night they used to do that?
Yes.
Or something? Yeah, they'd show, God, what, the Fonz was from Happy Days. Yes.
Happy Days.
Yes. And I know it because I watch Family Guy and they make fun of, they do spoofs of that stuff, too. When Peter makes the Fonz church. The Church of the Fonz.
Yeah, the Church of the Fonz, yes. All right, boys, let's jump in. Let's talk some soccer. That's what we're here for. It's We Are Soccer. Is anybody else concerned that Weston McKennie went down today? He came off the first half
Nope,
of
love
the
it.
Juventus match. 15 days are saying he's out. As of right now, we are 21
Awesome.
days. It's a muscle pull.
McKennie?
Yeah, it's a muscle pull. They're saying he's out 15 days, and that's minimum.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If that's true, he is being shut down, so he will not play again before the World Cup.
Luca De La Torre is gone, but
Luca De La
I
Torre's
don't
good.
make much of him, though, so it
They
doesn't
say he
matter.
could be out for 3 weeks, and that would put him out for the first game. November 21st, boys. That's what we've got. November 21st against Wales. That's the first game for U.S. men's national team. I'm holding my breath. Every single day, holding my breath, watching his players just go to the ground and hoping they're able to play, because this World Cup needs to be a good World Cup for us to watch.
It needs to. You want it to be a good World Cup, so I'm wrong when I said it wasn't going to be the highest rating modern.
You did say that.
I did say that.
He did.
And I'm still holding to it.
Are you having second thoughts about that statement?
Nope.
No, he's saying
You
saying
still
that
believe
this
this will
is the
be not the highest rated World Cup?
In the last, let's go to the last 5. Yes, last 5.
Last 5?
Yes.
You think the World
Or
Cup
8.
20 years ago will receive more viewers
Okay,
than
last,
this?
last 4 then.
That's still a really ballsy statement, but I mean, I'm with you. All right, we'll see
got
where
balls.
it goes. That is not why I want this World Cup to be one of the best World Cups ever, just because I love the World Cup. And yes, I'm sickened that it's in Qatar. I'm fucking sickened that Qatar bought this and FIFA sold it to them. I can't wait for that documentary to come out, by the way.
November 9th.
There's November 9th, 11 days before the World Cup starts. Netflix documentary, FIFA.
Well,
they're going down.
see the Sepp Blatter
There's a lot
one?
of big names in this documentary.
I wonder if they're going to cover the, basically how they held people hostage from surrounding neighborhood countries and worked them to death.
I mean,
that to me
that's a
is-
great question.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's a great question.
That to me is set aside the whole bought it or whatever, because, hey, every country kind of tries to grease those wheels nowadays with things, okay? But the fact that people died and went there and their visas were taken and told that they had to work and in order to get it back, I mean, it's basically borderline human trafficking.
Aren't they, the families are asking for compensation for
Yeah, and they're not
other
gonna
ones
get
that-
it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that to me is the story there, and I hope that's covered. And
They can't though. The Fox said they're not going to talk about it.
Well, Fox
No,
said they're
the
not going to talk
Netflix
about
documentary.
it. In the
Oh.
documentary.
Yeah.
There's a reason this documentary is dropping 11 days before the World Cup starts.
What's that reason?
To fucking out FIFA and really get viewership on this documentary. And I don't think they are going to drop a documentary 11 days before the biggest event in the World Cup that's not going to call out people, not going to call out names. We've seen some of in the 2.5-minute trailer. We've seen money being thrown at Sepp Blatter. We've seen him being called out. There's a lot of big names and big footballers giving interviews in this. So I think this is going to be a good one. I hope I'm right. Do you disagree?
Well, what's going to happen with the documentary? Here's nothing.
Nothing's going to happen. FIFA is one of the most powerful, one of the most corrupt and most powerful companies in the world. Nothing's going to happen.
Next to Blockbuster.
We're all going to still
Next
watch.
to Blockbuster.
Yeah, next to Blockbuster. We're all
There's a
still gonna
secret hand
watch
that runs
soccer.
everything.
It's not going to stop us watching the World Cup.
No,
It's
I'm going to
not
still
going to do
watch
anything,
it.
but it's going to be eye-opening for sure. And I think moving forward, certain countries and certain other companies who do work with them might second guess it.
Nope.
There you go. I like it, Brooks.
Nothing
It
different
was
will
getting a
happen.
lot with the beanies, so I needed to switch.
Money trumps everything,
Good
as
God,
we
yes.
know.
Yeah.
But it is going to be eye-opening, and it's going to be fun to watch. There's a reason it's being dropped 11 days before the World Cup starts.
I'm more excited about the David Beckham documentary that came out of nowhere.
That
One on
I guess
Disney Plus?
That's a Disney Plus. That's Disney
Yeah.
Plus. That does look cool, though. I'll be honest.
I think it looks
I
great.
think it looks awesome. If people haven't seen this, David Beckham this year, I believe, went back to one of the clubs young, way before he even joined Manchester United. One of the clubs he played for as a kid, and they were really struggling, and he helps them. I think he goes out and trains with them. Obviously gives them uniforms and does up the field and whatever, gives them all new boots. But it does look like a really cool documentary.
How many teams is David Beckham involved with? Because him and Giggsy and Scholes have like a third division club they're involved with, right, in England?
Yeah.
Miami.
Inter Miami. Now his old school
And now he's a
club.
youth coach.
Yeah.
Nice.
I follow them. Who's the club that they own? I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. I usually know. But yeah, he's part owner in that. He was late to that group.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's involved in a lot. He's businessman,
How can you be
right?
involved in so much and focus on being successful in all of them?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. That's probably why he's worth so much money, and we are.
I would love to interview David Beckham or speak with him about that. That's for sure.
You would?
Yes, I would.
Oh, I'd pass.
You would?
No. What?
That's because you're a Manchester United fan.
any soccer ladies afterwards be like, oh, yeah, Drogba. Not a fan of Chelsea, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Can I get a pass on that one? Yeah, I'm busy that night.
I don't know, but he did put, Phil Neville and Chris Henderson, he must have gave them more of the reins to take over Inter Miami because they did exceptionally well this year, and I wonder if he's going to give them more of the reins this year.
Yep. Yeah, I
can't have your hands in
I
all
hope
the
so.
cookie
He
jars.
can't have his hands in everything. Actually, speaking of MLS Playoffs are going right now. Brooks, we got an update on that the Union NYC game.
Yes.
What's the score right now? They seem to be about an hour and 20 into that.
Yes, it's still zeros.
0-0. All right. We do have a winner on the other side of the MLS bracket as LAFC beat Austin today. What was the final? Was it
3-0?
3-0. Yeah,
0.
it was 1-0 for a long time, then 3-0. LAFC finally making it to the final. We'll see if they can close it out. If I had to guess right now, I know it's 0-0 Union versus NYC.
They
but
look really good.
LAFC look really good. They got their shit together, man.
If Philly wins, that's going to be a fucking good final, and it's going to be in LA.
Yes,
and
sir.
that stadium's going to be jumping,
Be
and
rocking.
that better have good views on that.
Next Saturday,
Yeah.
or I should say Saturday coming up,
Yeah.
November 5th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It looks like it is in LA. LAFC versus probably the Union, if we had to guess right now. But
I would say
NYC FC have a chance because they are in the final. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. Like I said, like last week I talked about goalkeeper and how big, important the goalkeeper position is. That's Sean Johnson right there for NYCFC because before the game, I think there were. So let's see. Morales was on the undecided. He's starting tonight for them. Maxi Morales. He was on undecided. Looks like Tavon Gray's there. He was another undecided guy because they've been picked up injuries, and Alfredo Morales is on the bench. But they're still missing a few other big name guys. There's like 5 or 6 guys that were like game time decisions because of injuries. So,
Right.
And you have a full on Philly Union team that's healthy and has just gone, like I said, just went through and just bulldozed everyone in the playoffs. And this is kind of a revenge match. This is because last year COVID got Philly and NYCFC won. We may be talking about if COVID didn't hit Philly, they might have gone
absolutely.
to Portland and won, to be honest.
Big controversy last year with that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the MLS coming up. Why don't we get to some of the scores that happened in the EPL this weekend? I tuned in yesterday to watch Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1, and Erling Haaland was not even on the bench. He didn't show up. He wasn't there. He has ligament damage apparently, and he won't play in the midweek UCL clash against Sevilla. He is hoping to be back next week, though. I'm hearing it's minor, and this is most likely precautionary, but we do know he's a bit of a China doll. He gets hurt quite often, and that's one of the items we've been talking about with him. So we'll see if Erling Haaland can return. Again, there's 3 weeks to start of the World Cup, so if he can get back in and play a couple of games here, and then he's got a month break because he's not playing in the World Cup, so he's got a month to recuperate and get healthy. Man City, though, Kevin De Bruyne free kick, magnificent. Man City do what Man City does. Leicester City played well, only losing 1-0. I think Brendan Rodgers has really come along and saved his job. He has moved up the charts a little bit, so up the table with Leicester City doing very well there. Bournemouth 2, Tottenham 3. Bournemouth were up 2-0, finally succumbing in the end, 2-3 to Tottenham. Spurs fight back. I really saw, I didn't watch this game too much, but I checked in on the scores and went, oh, Spurs doing what Spurs do. Well, throwing it away, and then they come back and win. Bournemouth poor in the end, I feel, but Spurs, hey, man. You got to give them credit. They're cruising along. They're doing very well this year. We are still all expecting that little bit of a drop-off from them. Brentford won. Wolves won. Diego Costa, red card in the 97th minute. Oh, good old Diego Costa, one of those players you absolutely hate. But if he's on your team, you love him. I'm just not a big fan of him because he's never played on my team. And here was one of the horror results of the weekend, if you're a Chelsea fan especially. Brighton Hove Albion 4, Chelsea 1. What a horror show Pulisic starts. Chelsea, you know what, Nate? You had, for me, one of the comments of the weekend.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think Chelsea really needs a new manager here. They should get one from Brighton. That guy seems pretty good.
Seems like a great idea.
Yeah, it seems good. Just do that. It's really good.
Is it not interesting to everybody, though, the manager, Graham Potter, leaves Brighton.
No, it's
comes to Chelsea. You'd think he would be able to know how to beat Brighton, how to set up and beat them.
Or
the players and the...
This is called 3D, 4D, super backgammon chess gamesmanship, my friend.
Wow.
Sell them the coach that you don't need or want, only to have him tank them from the inside.
Oh, you think this is an inside
Sabotage!
job, huh?
Really?
Brilliant! Brighton with the mind games, setting it up. That's how they're gonna win the league this way. They're gonna sell people.
They're definitely not winning the league.
They're gonna sell people players and managers and water boys that all work in the background.
Yeah.
Take out the competition. Oh God, why does our team have diarrhea? Where'd that water boy come from? City. He came from Brighton. Oh no! That's what's going down.
I absolutely love that.
Seagulls are gonna sabotage their way to the top. Brooks will be one happy man.
Brooks has got to be the happiest person ever because he is now a Brighton Seagulls fan.
Right now.
Brooks is in on it.
Because I'm being an American, just bandwagoning because I picked a team this year.
See, Eagles.
I'm doing Eagles.
Absolutely.
Bandwagoning American.
The sad thing about this game is Pulisic got to start and played a ton of minutes.
Yeah.
You can never trust a Seagull. Wanna why? Little shit on you on the beach.
You're not
wrong.
wrong.
I tell you.
You're not wrong.
No.
Seagulls, flying rats.
Good God, that's what's going on right now. They're the flying rats of the Premier League, and they're taking everyone out one by one.
Absolutely.
One by one.
Oh
shit.
God.
Hold on, players. What happened to the bus? It's stalled out on the road. Stalled out on the road? Where'd the bus driver come from? Brighton. Dun, dun, dun.
More like who put those nails in the road.
And that's how Arsenal loses to Brighton. In a stunning turn of events.
I like it.
So that Leeds beat Liverpool, or just Liverpool is shit this
year? It only works if you're Brighton, Brooks. Okay. God.
Come on, Brooks. Get with it a little bit.
Come on, Brooks.
All right.
Everyone knows this.
But I will say, this is a bit of a devastating loss for Chelsea. 4-1. They're manhandled. Manhandled.
We're on the right path.
And I tell you what, we had a Chelsea fan absolutely deface. It's disgraceful what they did to some of the Halloween decorations in my yard on Friday night.
What?
Some Chelsea fan decided to walk by the skeletons in my front yard and put a Chelsea fucking sign and a scarf and a hat on it. It serves you right, Brian random person who did this.
Did you burn the skeleton? I'd burn the skeleton.
I should have absolutely burned that skeleton.
You got more than enough. By the way, speaking of awesome Halloween and skeletons, that is your house. It's like I am so envious of it. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, so cool.
You know what?
And then I put up my decorations, and it's not as good. And then I kind of cry for a minute, and then realize that it's like a rec soccer player like myself trying to compete with Ronaldo. It's never going to be the thing, but you just appreciate the fact that you got to share the same field as him, maybe. And
yeah, I mean,
quite frankly, I'm not really sharing the same field with you because you're just like in next level, like here in the Prem, and I'm 5th Division, Wexham. So
5th Division Wrexham. They're doing well, by the way.
Who are doing
Scoring
well?
goals,
Keep
winning
winning.
games, doing very well. I'm going to see if I can get a picture of my my house up here for the folks to see.
It is one to behold.
I
It's a
take
good
no
house.
credit for that. I take absolutely no credit.
all
Let me
your
see if I
wife.
can pull that up here. Oh, my wife does all the work.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Same with yours for yours, or did you do the outside?
Nope, I do the work. That's why it looks like crap.
So if
Give me
your
a
wife
second.
did it, it would
I'm
look
gonna
better.
pull this up here.
Probably. She has way better of a design eye than me. Like we get in this all the time. She's like, I'm gonna paint it this. I'm gonna paint the house that. I'm gonna do that. I'm like, what? Just paint it.
Are you
Like,
the guy
just
that's
do it.
like she shows you the 3 colors and you're like, what's the difference?
Yeah, they're all blue.
So-
I don't know. No, one's aqua.
This is
I'm
like
like, what?
This is a tint of blue. Oh, look
No,
at
I
that.
just don't. I don't have an eye for like
Just went
envisioning things.
There's my house, boys.
Oh wow.
Literally, those birds. You had to throw like bread to get them there, crapping everywhere.
Yeah, so my wife goes all out. Yeah, it's a thing. She likes Halloween.
It's awesome.
It's something. It's
I
something.
like it.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta find a place to store all that stuff. And
Eh.
that's my garage. I got a 3-car garage, which
You
doesn't
don't
end
need
up
to
getting
park in a
used.
garage.
I know.
Your
I know,
hoity-toity
I know.
garage. Look at me.
Hoity garage.
Look, I got a chair with armrests on it. Look at me. King of the castle. Still not there, buddy. Sorry. Still not there.
All right, onwards. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0. Patrick Vieira's got that team going in the right direction. Well done. Horror game. I actually started working halfway through this game. Newcastle 4, Villa 0. They looked absolutely piss poor. Cannot wait for Unai Emery to get in charge. Villa's new manager. I'm hearing this new manager, Nate. We had a little bit of a conversation last week about the plan that Villa had, and we didn't think they did have one. This had been in the works for approximately 2 weeks in case Steven Gerrard's team went south. It went south, and
No.
then they pulled the trigger.
Hold on. To specify, I said I don't like when teams do this without a plan.
Yeah.
And I will.
Yeah.
So
Not putting words in your mouth,
I use Stuttgart as an example. By the way, who still doesn't have a manager, using the caretaker manager, and actually he's three wins out of 4 games. I don't know. We'll see. But I think this was a very good hire for Villa.
Yep.
I think this was probably. I think he was the best guy that they could have got. I don't think they could have got better. I really don't. I really don't. I like this hire. I think it's good. I don't think he did well in Arsenal. He got fired from Arsenal. But I do, if you look at his body of work after that, he's done very well, with the other teams that he went to. And so
He has done
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, you have said absolutely 100%. You're spot on. He did
Yeah.
very well before he got to Arsenal, and he did very well after he was at Arsenal. When he was at Arsenal, I believe there was 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks left in the season. He was in 3rd position. His Arsenal team were in 3rd position, and then they lost 3 in a row and drew a game to drop all the way to 5th, and that's how they finished. And what I'm hearing is he was there for 18 months at Arsenal. After he got hired, there were several people in higher up positions who were either fired themselves or quit.
That's what
I
happens.
believe 1 was fired,
Yep.
2 quit, and then 1 was fired shortly after Unai Emery left.
Yep.
So some of the staff who were there, who hired him, who had his back, were gone.
That's what happens.
Then he lost a couple of matches at the end of the season, dropped from 3rd to 5th, out of the Champions League, and Arsenal expect to be in the Champions League every year. They count on it because they need the money. So he was gone. He was out the door, and he went off. And after that, he said he took it personal. And since then, I believe every time he's come up against an English team, he's probably beat them. He did beat Barcelona. He did beat Liverpool. He did beat Man United. Very big clubs in the past 2.5 years. And he was looking for this opening to get back. Outside of the top 6, we'll call them the Big Sky 6, Villa were probably going to be his best inroads back into the Premiership. Ambitious ownership group, big stadium, lots of money. This is really where we're gonna see how good of a manager he is, because he's gonna have to overhaul the team to make it his own. He's got a lot of work to do. The Villa have done well. They've got some good players, but they can be sloppy and they can be lazy, and that's what they've been this season. He's got a lot of work to do. He's very detail-oriented from what I hear. I've yet to hear who his backroom staff is. He starts officially on Tuesday, November 1st, due to work permit issue, not issues, but they know it was going to be a little slow, so he starts November 1st.
Is he?
This past week, obviously, a Halloween horror show up at Newcastle on Tyneside and lost 4-0.
Is his first match going to be against United?
It absolutely is.
Oh, that's not going to go well for you.
I know. And I mean, to be honest, you don't ever want to have a manager come in their first game be against a Man United team who's actually playing well.
And that's on away. I think that's an away game, isn't it?
I believe it's at Man United.
Yeah.
I believe it's
at
Old Trafford. Who played today against West Ham.
Yep. They look good.
I thought United were a little lucky to get the draw, to be honest, especially at the end where Bowen misses on the 4-yard line, fucking whiffs on the ball, could have put that in the back of net, and there was a save from De Gea by Declan Rice, which was phenomenal. De Gea again, star man for me. I will say it again. I've said it before. All Man Uniteds have heard me say this. Man United go as Christian Eriksen goes. He is the architect, in my opinion, of that Man United team.
And on the flip coin, though, too, if you had like probably a youth academy player playing forward instead of Ronaldo, you probably would have had 2 goals off the header in the shot that he had that he couldn't hit the barn door with.
You're not wrong.
And no, I didn't stutter. I'd pull in a youth academy player and have him play forward over Ronaldo at this point.
Why, Nate? I do want to ask you. You are a Man United fan.
Yeah.
Why do you think Erik ten Hag? Why do we think he's actually playing Ronaldo? Is he being forced by ownership or something?
No.
I mean, what's going on? Why
no, because
there's no one better.
No, I think there's no one better. I mean, that's the reality of it. I think Anthony Martial was never the guy that was going to be. Personally, I think you should just roll with Rashford up top, but maybe Sancho, who knows, maybe Sancho had a bad trainer or whatever, so he had to use Rashford out wide. But that's the reality of the situation is they don't have, and maybe he's just resting Anthony. You know, they got that Real Sociedad game coming up in the Champions League. So it could have been a matter of just saying, hey, we're playing West Ham, you know, not to hurt the West Ham feelings.
Who have been pretty poor this year.
Yeah.
If they hadn't won last week, they would have been in the bottom 3.
So it could have been the fact that they wanted to button up and make sure they get out of, make sure they do what they need to do in Europa. So they want all the guys against Real Sociedad who, they didn't actually fare well against, I believe, the first time they played them. So it could have just been that because there were several players that weren't out there that could have been out there. Mm-hmm. And then you just roll with Ronaldo because you give him a shot, right? It is a marquee player, but in my opinion, you look at him, what he's doing out there, it's off, and he's not your guy for the future. And if you're looking to build future, you might as well build future, not one foot into the whirlpool, but just go both in. On the positive note,
I don't disagree with you. I just don't understand. I have in the last couple of weeks. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
I've been on board with Erik ten Hag and the job he's doing. Mm-hmm. He has turned that club around after the first couple of weeks of the season. Mm-hmm. I think he's doing a very good job. They have bought in. I just don't see how he's playing Ronaldo. There's got to be. It baffles my mind that there's no one better.
It just is what it is. Or maybe it wasn't that there was nobody better, but you're playing West Ham and you're going to give Ronaldo a shot to see how he does. There's a couple different ways it could go. Because again, Sancho and Anthony didn't play, and it seems like you could have. And was it Negula? I can't pronounce that guy.
Sorry, I don't mean to break this.
But
we talk about this all the time. I think the real story is Ronaldo gone by the January transfer window.
I don't know. He's not.
Yeah, and there was a rumor this week that Inter Miami are going to be offering him a $30 million.
Unless he goes to MLS, I don't see a team in Europe that wants him or to take him because first thing he was available. He was available in the beginning of the year. Nobody took him. His manager was actively looking. Nobody took him. United said if he wants to leave, he can leave. Nobody took him, and it's because he garners too much money, and the teams he wants to go to don't really want him or have a spot for him. You tell me, where does he fit? Where does he fit on any of these teams playing in the Champions League or even the Europa at this point that are going to stay in the Europa? Where does he fit?
I'm telling you, if he goes to MLS, he's going to struggle.
I don't
Maybe.
think he'll struggle in MLS. I think he'll do okay in the MLS.
People don't understand how athletic those guys are.
How quick the MLS is. It's chaotic.
And he's not that anymore.
Oh.
That's why Gareth Bale doesn't start for LAFC right now. Carlos Vela has had to change his game.
Alonso Julian or whatever that guy that just retired, he was open when he said, wow, I was not prepared for how...
Higuain.
Yeah, he was like, I was not...
How did he just pronounce that?
I don't know.
Yeah, Higuain. We knew who he meant.
Well, you just don't. You're not cultured enough. That's how they say in Argentinian.
This is true.
Do you know? Yeah, I don't know any Argentinians. I'm going to assume.
If he goes to Miami, like he's not as good as Higuain off the ball. Like, what do you do?
But he's much better as a target man in the box. So you got to build.
Yeah.
If you're about to pay him $30 million, you've got to build around.
He's about to be the most
expensive
getting
the ball into the box.
You don't need to build shit around him because he's going to build you jersey sales and merch sales.
He will.
And that's what he's building. That's why you're bringing him in.
Yeah.
You're not bringing him in to win games. You're not bringing him to win the league. You're bringing in him to sell stuff to people and to put butts in seats. That's why you're bringing him in.
He's just going to be miserable and make that locker room.
No, he's not.
Make the locker room miserable, and they're not going to do well next year.
Yeah.
He won't even be around the locker room. He'll show up whenever, play whenever.
Does Villanova really want someone like that? Let's be
No,
honest.
but it's not going to be up to him. It's going to be up to upper management.
It's up to Beckham.
No.
Beckham's going to bring him in.
Yeah, it is
Beckham's
up to
the
Beckham.
owner.
Wrong.
Chris Henderson is not going to want him.
Wrong.
David Beckham.
It's up to MLS league ownership.
Don Garber?
Yes, because they're going to pay the bill.
And they want him.
And they're
want him.
That's
who
it's
wouldn't
up
want
to.
Ronaldo?
That's
I think
who
they'd
it's
rather
up
have
to.
Messi come in.
They want
Ronaldo.
both. They want both, but Messi's not going to go for another.
Both can't play at the same time for Inter Miami.
They can but one will go one area, the other will go the other. One will go to Miami, one will go to LA. That's how it's going to work. The money's going to come in from the league.
I don't know if John Thornton would want.
It doesn't matter what they want. The league is going to go, we want this because it's going to market. I don't care. Some owner is going to go.
You can't force the hand of the team to do that.
What? The league owns the teams. The league owns everything. These aren't independently owned teams. They absolutely can.
I can tell you right now, every team in the MLS would love to have Ronaldo because Nate said it. Jersey sales.
Yes.
Jersey sales are going to go through the roof. And there are going to be people in other countries, the other fucking...
It's going to go
never
league.
heard of them
Well, shit.
who will buy jerseys.
It's going to go league owner, and then if the coach pipes up, you're getting a new coach. That's how it's working. That's the way this is. Sorry.
Freaking Ronaldo and Messi come here. Fucking bring Zlatan back.
Oh, Zlatan.
I would love Zlatan.
I want him to come back because I just want those, because those are the top 3 jersey sales they're going to fight for it in MLS. And it will be entertaining, honestly, to watch the 3 of them, especially when they play against each other.
You know one of the top reasons that Tuchel isn't still at Chelsea, right?
VJ.
Because he wanted to bring in Ronaldo. I'm sorry, he didn't want to bring in Ronaldo, but the owner did.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. VJ has a comment. Everyone will want Messi over Ronaldo. Not only is Messi better, but more people respect Messi. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is MLS wants both because guess what will sell a hell of a lot of money? Jerseys.
And they'll buy in Europe too.
And guess what? A Messi versus Ronaldo game twice a year.
You'll get that in Europe.
In regular league play.
People don't realize this. I think MLS has a decent following over in Europe. It's not big, but that's MLS wants to try to grow that in Europe and other countries.
I would love to see the stats on that. I don't know if many people in Europe watch too much MLS
there are
outside
some
of the
fan groups
star
over there apparently.
player or two.
Can we get back to how United's awesome and going to dump truck Liverpool though?
We definitely are going to hit up Liverpool in a couple of minutes.
Are you doing this to please Man United viewers?
No, I'm just doing this to
let's get back into the
Hey, Craig, let's do sound. That's a dump truck. Back it up. Right on Villa. Dumping.
Wait, are we going on Villa now? I thought we were going back to United.
Yeah,
they're going back to
United are playing Villa.
This is true. Next week.
It's
not going to be very pretty.
And I'm saying United's going to dump truck Liverpool.
Watch
Villa.
win.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I kept on saying Liverpool, didn't I? Oh,
Now,
my beer's empty.
Watch
my bad.
Villa win.
Now,
Yeah, right.
now Villa.
Watch them win.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And they're like, oh, damn, how about that dump truck? And we're like, oh,
Villa
shit.
did draw against Man City earlier this year. They played well. But then they just got beat 4-0 at Fulham and then 4-0 up at Newcastle. But that's how these mid-table teams do it, right? Because same between those 4-0 losses Villa took, they beat Brentford 4-0. bunch of mid-table teams going 4-0 over each other. It's great. Although I should give a lot more credit to Newcastle, who are now in the top 4. Might even be creeping into the top 3. Let's check the table in a minute. But yeah, no, I'm.
You know who's creeping in the top 3?
Who's that?
Manchester United.
Are they?
But they have a game in hand, and they win. When they. Warlow jumping on a Villa.
I looked at the table. I looked at the fixtures coming up for Villa, and I saw that they're playing Man United next week. And the first thing I did was I went, "Fuck."
Nope.
Still not a thing.
No, it's still not a thing. No. Can you do this though? Okay, I have a question. Can you go, hey.
Jamie Tott's a Muppet.
Hey. It's getting a little bit better, but go, hey. Come on, Mr. C.
I don't know who Mr. C is. All right.
You know.
All right, but I do want to focus on United a little bit. It was good to see Eriksen, and he played very well today. Again, he's the architect behind everything for me. Martinez played well.
I thought Casemiro played well.
I thought Casemiro played well. I thought Martinez played. I thought everybody played well. And let's give a little bit more credit to West Ham because they are a very good team with some very good players.
Hold on. I don't think Martinez played well. I think Martinez played awesome. Did you see some of those tackles he put on? Honestly.
He did well. And
for the criticism he got because of how tall he was, I'm glad to see this dude just lighting it up because that's what he's doing. I think he's playing exceptionally well out there. Exceptionally well, week in and week out.
Yep. I think he's having a great season. He's doing a lot better than any of us probably thought he would. Because a center back at 5'9" is unheard of, especially in the Premiership.
Except for your Maldini. Outside of Maldini.
That's very true. There was a discussion on the We Are Soccer Facebook group this week about him being the best center back.
I think statistically he is he not?
He is not.
Oh, he's not?
He is not in the top 5.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. I looked that up.
You look at it.
Before
you know what doesn't show up in statistics, Greg?
Well, who's that?
Heart. Yes!
Yes!
Yeah! Fuck off!
You're the one who mentions I think he shows up statistically in the top 5, but he does not.
I don't know. I can't even say the word statistics.
I know.
You said there,
spell it?
I know.
No,
he does not. But
look at me. I can spell words, bragger.
I will say he has done absolutely very well. A lot better than any of us thought this year. It was an interesting discussion, though. He was not in the top 5 statistically as of Wednesday. I don't know. So he's only played one game since then. But ahead of him was Virgil van Dijk and Fofana. There was 2 or 3 others. And there's some players I would have ahead of him personally because I think he will get found out when he comes up against bigger, stronger players. But you're right.
I don't know.
He will get found out once he gets against someone a little bit more.
No, I don't think you can find out his anger and willingness to just commit himself. This is what made Vidic so good. The guy would
he was also 6'3".
Hold on,
fucking tank.
Hold on, Vidic like Martinez. Thank you.
Argentinian.
Yes.
Yeah.
The similarities between the two is both of them are willing just to throw themselves into a tackle, body, ball, foot, whatever it is, with disregard to themselves at all. And there was a picture, they showed a side-by-side picture where that famous picture of Vidic diving and getting kicked in the head as he was diving. And guess who did the same damn thing earlier this week in the Champions League? And it was almost identical, those two. Years apart and identical.
I'd still rather have John Terry as my center back, even though he's like 43.
And he's like 6 foot.
He's not very 6 foot.
I'm not saying he's the best center back in the Premier League. I'm just saying that I think his upswing is a lot, and the one thing that he has is the willingness and desire to win tackles and the anger that when it comes when somebody tries to beat him. And I don't think that shows up on a statistical measure.
I 100% agree with you, Nate, except for if the ball gets swung in from the side and it's him versus Erling Haaland to center forward.
We'll see.
There's going to have to be a lot of body on body there because Erling Haaland is significantly taller.
Have you seen his jump? But have you seen his vertical?
It's not going to outjump Erling Haaland.
Okay.
Not.
All right.
I do want to go back to Brooks. How tall is John Terry?
He is 6'2".
Thank you.
I looked that up.
Yeah. Just smiling. Just smiling.
Hey, just go like this.
Hey.
There it is. Yep. Yeah.
Wayne Routledge his best friend, is he the same height?
Is who?
Wayne Routledge, right? His best buddy that,
It's not Routledge. It's Wayne Bridge.
Sorry, Bridge, yeah. Not Routledge.
Wayne Bridge, yes. I'm sure a lot of people know that story. If not, we'll tell it later.
Brooks without. Is Wayne Pureman? Like, who? What?
All right, boys. We do have to talk about one of the horror, maybe depends on what side you are on, results this weekend. And no, I'm not talking about the Fulham and Everton 0-0 draw, which was dire. Frank Lampard will not last the season at Everton. He will be let go. That is a 0-0 draw. Nate, you wanted to say
I
something
watched that
on
match. I actually found it quite enjoyable
Did
because
you?
I was locked in on Tim Ream. And
Ream
Jedi
played very
Robson,
well.
and I thought they were
Defensive battle.
fantastic. And I believe my message to you guys were, if your goal was to win the World Cup, now again, this is what your goal is.
Win the World Cup, yes.
No, or not win the World Cup, but get out of your group or whatever.
Get out of your group and advance as far as you can.
See, that wouldn't be my goal. But we've talked about it, and I won't go off on the sidetrack. I'd start younger players and building for 2026. He is not going to be there for 2026. But if your goal is to get out of your group and perform well now, there's no way you pass up on Tim Ream after watching that match. And if he does,
captain of the Fulham team,
if
by
he
the way.
passes up on Tim Ream, if he passes up on P-Folk, then honestly, I'm sorry, he doesn't know what he's looking at because it's insane.
All right,
Ream had a hell of a game.
Let's do something real quick. All right, everybody in favor of Tim Ream being on the U.S. men's national team. One, if you're online with us, go ahead and give us a thumbs up in the comments. If you think he should be traveling to Qatar with the U.S. men's national team. If you're in this room and you think he should be on the team, raise your hand. 3 for 3. 3 for 3. I 100% agree. He needs to be on the team. Should he start?
I don't know. That's tough. It depends.
That's leadership.
It depends. No. It depends.
Leadership.
It depends.
We need him.
It depends. Well, you get guys out in training, and then you have that decision there. But there's no way you can watch that game. There's no way you can look at him as being a captain and go, yeah, there's not a spot for him on the 26 now? 26-man roster? No way.
No, is it 28?
28? No way.
Yeah.
He's got a spot. There's no him versus Aaron Long. Please.
Aaron Long's going to start,
Please.
but I'm going to agree. I agree. He needs to be on the team because of leadership, right? We had this discussion before. He is the captain of an English Premier League team, and you're not going to take him to the World Cup where you're playing England in the second match.
Yep.
You're playing Wales in the first match. Half those players have played in the Premiership or the EFL Championship. Guess what? Tim Ream has played against them and probably dominated them. Greg Berhalter, get your head out of your ass. Nate is 100% right. He needs to be on that plane.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Agreed.
Was there something wrong with your microphone there?
Overall,
What'd you say?
yeah.
What?
Do you need a gold star?
Yeah, I
you
do.
deserve a gold star.
I
for
do.
that. Another
Come on.
gold star. You're
Yeah.
a good noodle.
Yeah.
Where's your chart or billboard?
I don't
Keep
know.
it track.
We left that at home. That'll be here next week. Along with this wheel, by the way, next week we're going to have the Wheel of Fun.
Oh, are we calling it the Wheel of Fun?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to give it. I think we should put
We'll have to give it a
should
name.
put on our Facebook group to see what
Vote on the wheel name?
Yeah. Like like
A
everyone.
local tavern near here has what they call the shot wheel. Could it be similar?
Wonder if they'd sponsor it.
Oh.
It's kind of like oh God, what was that bar I always go to in Michigan State that had the shot wheel? P.T. O'Malley's.
I mean, with how many
Oh.
times I'm in there, they should sponsor
Yes.
it. They'll just get their money back.
This is true.
But just like in the LAFC documentary, anyone's ever watched on ESPN
I keep
Plus,
meaning to watch that. Keep meaning to watch that.
they do have a
So- supposed
wheel.
to be really good.
They do have a wheel like that where if there's someone violates something, they have to spin the wheel, and it's a bunch of shenanigans on it, and it's pretty
shenanigans.
fun. And I think that's what
They don't do like a bunch of truth or dare shit, do they?
No. There's like you can.
Oh, no.
You can spin it and you can switch with the player, or like you have to pay so much money, or you gotta do something stupid. Like it's fun.
Question.
Alright.
That's what Walker Zimmerman was with LAFC, and it was a good one.
Question, just out of curiosity. Who here in this room had NYFC or CF going?
NYCFC.
Yeah. Who had them going forward?
None of us.
Ooh.
Ooh, did they take the lead?
1-0.
1-0. You heard it here first, folks.
58 minutes
1-0.
left, or it's the 58th minute. There's
Still a lot of time to go, but NYCFC up 1-0 on Union.
Wow.
That game's at Union too, right?
Yes, Philly is hosting.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, boys. Let's actually jump in and talk about that Liverpool game. Liverpool won America too. I mean Leeds. Sorry, Jesse Marsch saves his job for at least another week. Leeds in the final minutes score to make that a 2-1 win for them. The first goal they scored was a horrendous error. I don't know what they were doing. Liverpool there, just terrible. Leeds grounded out. I thought they played very well. You can see they really wanted that win, and they were so happy at the end, hugging Jesse Marsch. They know they've done a good job. Aronson, Adams. I mean, good Lord, wow.
I think Aronson
good.
covered what's it? I don't know what kilometers to miles is, but I think he covered over
0.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
He covered a little bit more than that.
Can you do the math? It was 13 kilometers. He
covered
covered
a lot. He did well,
which is the most out of any EPL player this year.
7.8 miles.
7. There you go. I can't.
What
math
did you do?
very
7
well.
miles?
Yeah,
sounds about right.
About 8 miles, 7 to 8 miles.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Bamford needs to get out of that club. Jesse Marsch needs to get rid of Patrick Bamford because he, at one point, was going to be in on goal, and his first touch was so horrendous. He allowed 2 defenders to catch up to him. That all he needed to do was a half-decent first touch and a strike on goal, and he's probably scoring. And they're walking off easy winners. He missed, made it difficult. They need to bring in a good striker. If Jesse Marsch can remain in that job until January, that's going to be his number one target, is a decent striker.
Ronaldo's available. You want Ronaldo?
That is not going to fit in well with the Jesse Marsch system.
Come on, please.
You kidding me? How are you going to control Ronaldo? If
We'll give you a goddamn toaster.
They can't afford him.
Well, he's free and a toaster.
He's going to be like Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson. Go befriend Cristiano Ronaldo and control this man.
What if secretly they were?
That would just undermine the entire thing for Jesse Marsch. Yes. Do we think he will be there January 1st? Do we think Jesse Marsch makes it that far? Because at this point, I think he's won 7 games in 24 matches now.
He has to go on one hell of a run with results.
He has to go on a run.
Before the World Cup, before the break.
Yeah.
Which is how many games?
I think they've got 3 games left before the World Cup starts. And then he'll have a
results
month off,
3.
and then they'll come back then they'll have probably 3 they'll have a match or 2, and then they'll be into the January window.
If he
needs some wins.
7 points, I don't know who they're playing, but if he gets 7 points before the World Cup, that makes
Bournemouth,
him look good.
Wolves, Tottenham.
Yep.
Okay, so they can at least get 6.
City.
Nope.
Newcastle.
No.
This is before the World Cup break?
Oh, yeah.
5?
Oh, no, wait, no, that's in December. Sorry, no. Bournemouth.
They can win.
Wolves,
EFL Cup.
That doesn't count, though.
That doesn't count. It's not a league game.
It doesn't league game.
Okay, and Tottenham. So Bournemouth and Tottenham.
They got 2 games.
If they can get 4 points from that,
that's going to be a struggle.
That's
going to be a struggle. I don't care if it's at Tottenham or away. I mean, that's a defensive squad. That's going to be tough. And Tottenham will sit in, and I don't think Leeds have the capability to break up Tottenham down. But that's going to be very tough for them to do. Jesse Marsch needs to get some wins to save his job. All right, on to the other part of that game, Liverpool. I got a couple of notes here on that Liverpool game. Liverpool now that loss is their 4th in 12 Premier League games this season. That leaves Liverpool 9th in the Premier League and 8 points outside of the Champions League qualification spots. Not good enough. Trent Alexander-Arnold came out and said that they're not playing very well. They're second-guessing themselves as players and as a team. I personally think Mo Salah is playing too wide, and they are playing too slow this year. Playing way too slow compared to years past. They don't have the speed. Firmino is not as quick as Mane was. They're aiming for Nunez in the middle, so they're playing, instead of playing that false 9, they're now playing a true 9. It's not working out very well. I'd love to hear what Liverpool fans think of this and what they think is the problem. It's the 7-year problem Klopp has come up with. This is the 3rd time this has happened to him. 7 years in, his teams drop a little bit. They've just changed up the tactics this year, and it's just not working out for them. They're lacking in speed, which is what they've had in years of past. I don't know how to solve it outside of going back and getting Mane or getting someone like Mane who's just as quick as Mane used to be, because they just are not as quick. And that is
Nkunku is still available.
Plus, The back four has been terrible. Absolutely terrible this
Go after
year.
Pulisic.
Gifting goals.
They wanted Pulisic. Why don't you go after Christian?
Or Nukuku is still available.
This is true. That's a great shout for Pulisic, by the way, because that Mane last year previous years played on the left side. Pulisic prefers the left side
To cut in.
He's quick. Who is Liverpool owned by?
He played for Klopp.
Who's Liverpool owned by?
Yeah, it's true.
Americans.
Yep.
He's played for Klopp. That's a great shout. I don't think I've seen those rumors out there. I've seen the.
There's no rumors with him right now.
Say again.
There's no rumors with him right now that I know.
The
like any
rumor,
real one.
the one rumor
To
that is out there
Newcastle.
about Pulisic is to Newcastle for $45 million.
But there's been different
But they
ones.
bought it
I've
at
seen-
57,
that's like
so
died
they take a
down,
reduction.
I've seen Newcastle. I still see Milan. I see Juventus.
I've seen the Milan
I
and
see
Juventus.
those
Yeah,
ones.
I don't think it would do any service for him to go to Milan or Juventus to go to the Serie A. I think he would prefer
Yeah, it would.
to stay in the Premiership.
What, you want to go play with Zlatan?
I'll go play with
to make
Milan.
to man you up.
No,
To
Zlatan
teach
right
you
now,
things?
I don't even know if he'll be back in early January because he's injured. He's had surgery, so he's on the bench. I don't think he wants to go anywhere outside the Premiership. I think he wants to stay in the Premiership. Now, because Newcastle are into the top four, if they make a bid for him, I think he goes because that means he's in Champions League, right, next year. And I think
If
That's
they
true.
can hold top
Liverpool's
four.
probably not getting there. unless they make
Liverpool
a-
might not get
unless
there,
they
but
make
they're a great club
very
and owned
big-
by Americans. And I think Liverpool know that they could sell jerseys with Pulisic, and they would market the hell out of that. Yes, the one rumor we've heard is Newcastle for $45 million. Have not heard the rumor to go to Liverpool, but Brooks, that's a great shout. I think that's a great shout. If he had the choice between those two teams, boys, where do we think he would prefer to go? Money aside. Money aside.
See, I may not be a diehard EPL fan, but I can, I can assess things, scouting.
You did do a very good job. But
Yes.
where would you think he would go if he had those two options? Again, money aside.
But I only get two options.
Yeah, just those two. Because I think there's not very many clubs right now who can afford him and would take him or need him. Man United aren't going to take him. They filled those spots with Sancho and Anthony. They don't need him, right? Villa would love him. But again, I don't think he's coming to Villa because we're not going to be a Champions League team this year. Our goal is top half, so he doesn't need to come to us. Who else can afford him in the Premiership? Liverpool can, and they need him. Newcastle can, and they need him. He's not going to City because he'd sit on the bench and he can't get in there. They don't need him. They've got Foden and Grealish.
Yeah. I don't think he fits
Arsenal
what
is
they
not a
do
good fit for
anyways.
him, in my opinion. So it's going to be Newcastle or Liverpool,
I don't
one of
know.
those clubs.
Saka just got hurt.
Saka, oh God, I held my breath today. That was a twisted ankle, it looked like. He played on for about 10 minutes and then decided he was going to come off. I think that's just a mind. I don't think he probably won't play. I know we're jumping in there, a different kind of subject. I honestly think, Brooks, I think you might be onto something. Outside of money, I think Liverpool would be a really good shout for Pulisic if Klopp wants him. Klopp knows him very well. Again, American owned. This might be something that American owners say, hey, we got a chance to go get the number one American player. We want him. Plus, it'll sell jerseys. You know
I'll
how
let
many
you
talk.
talk.
Jerseys you'd see in America now because of it?
Sorry. One thing.
Tottenham? Ooh,
No,
go ahead. Sorry.
I just think he can't handle the EPL pressure. I think he needs to go somewhere where he can be himself. And being himself is back to the Bundesliga or Serie A Liga. I don't think.
I'm going to disagree 100% with you there, but I'll let you finish your thoughts.
No, go ahead,
You
buddy.
don't think he can handle the EPL pressure?
Yes.
I don't.
I don't think he's that type of guy. And if you see the way he's changed over the years, like, he is an angry man playing out in the field, and there is something bugging him.
He's 23 years old.
And
He's
I get you
23.
want to be the leader of the United States national team, and I get you want to kind of be a badass and whatnot, but there is something he's just super unhappy about where he needs to find happiness in the game again. Nate, go ahead.
No, I mean, honestly, if I'm trying to win, I guess if I'm not trying to win, I'm trying to market stuff. Okay, sure, on the U.S. side. But no offense, I can think of half a dozen wingers that are better than him.
Sure.
Nukuku being one of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who
would cost more money than him.
Okay, but if you're going to throw money at the situation.
And where's Nkunku supposed to be going?
Maybe. I don't know.
In January.
So
it's a rumors.
It's a
just
rumor.
rumors,
And here's
but
the
he's-
thing. I think no one's pulled that trigger because he's got a wrist issue and he's going to need wrist surgery and he's not going to do it until either A, after the World Cup, or B, he doesn't get called up and then he's going to do it
Right.
because he's going to have to be out. So right now he's just running around with a little wrist strap on, which is fine for him, but no one's going to take a guy who's kind of banged up and going to have to be out for a little while. But the reality is I can think of half a dozen players within the Bundesliga that I would take over Pulisic. Might be more money, but why would Newcastle? When did Newcastle and Liverpool care about money?
They don't care about money. They care about marketing their club for future profits and winning.
Well, again, so if you're taking a player purely on marketability, okay. If you're taking talent that's going to win you games, it's not him.
See, the problem with people don't understand with Christian Pulisic is he was a very quiet, up-and-coming kid, and then he got anointed this, but he was, everyone wanted to tune into Borussia Dortmund to watch him play when he got to the first team. He was never loud and he's not. Weston McKennie's loud and wants to be in the spotlight. All right, that's Weston's personality. That is not Christian's personality. I think Weston McKennie to Tottenham makes more sense to Arsenal to me than him going to the EPL, and Christian leaving makes a lot more sense to me.
I see where you guys are coming from.
You see my point?
I see where you're coming from, but
I also
want to say maybe you're being a little short-sighted. You're thinking of Christian Pulisic under Tuchel, who has been almost shackled and not played very much and kind of told how to play in a certain system. Now Christian Pulisic under former manager Lampard did very well. He came out, he scored a lot of good goals, and he was very creative. I think you get him in the right manager where he can run and allowed to be creative and allowed to be free. I think he could work out very well. Is that under Klopp? He allows his front three to be very creative and have fun. And so does Eddie Howe, as long as they track back. Again, I think this is a great discussion, maybe for future. For right now, though, boys, I think what we need to do is we need to jump to a quick break because Nate looks like he needs to refill his beer, and I need to refill my beer mug as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in about 5 minutes. Have fun with watching our little Jags promo video. Enjoy. To put together a team for the 4v4 tournament coming up. Yeah, I can do that. I still got some magic in my boots. I can still play. You need a U10 team. Okay, you need me to put together a U10 team for the 4v4 Jags tournament coming up. All right. Yeah, I can do that. I can't play in that team though. I'm too old. Okay. Yeah, just making sure. Yeah, I got it. I got you. All right. I got this. All right. Brooks, we got the call, sort of. We got to put together a team, buddy. All right, I need you here ASAP. Let's go. Yeah, that'll do. We got to fill these spots for this tournament.
We do.
We're going to win this.
We do.
I'm the coach. You're the general manager. They're going to put our name up in lights once we come out of this tournament.
Yes, they are. We're looking for some technical ability. All right, we got to get kids that can get out of tight spaces.
I'm looking for kids who have nice soccer boots and a good hair flow. We're looking for different things here, I think.
I think so, yeah.
We're going to play a 1-3 formation.
Yes,
one in the back, 3 up top, because we just score lots of goals.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to win every game 12-1.
Yes.
The speed that kid just ran to the bathroom is amazing.
Yes.
Wow. I'm going for the Jose Mourinho vibe. You think I've got that?
I think so.
Yeah? Again, the trophy is going to be like this big for the winners?
Yes.
And we can put chocolate milk in it?
Yeah, we're going to put chocolate
lovely.
milk, yeah.
That one screams too much. I don't like him.
I like the communication from this kid.
I wonder how his high-fiving ability is. I like the way he cuts the ball back.
Yes, and that trap.
But for now, he's cut. Actually, that kid reminds me of Bjort Haaland. Erling Haaland's brother. Not Erling Haaland, just Erling Haaland's brother. Yes, I think that kid just will get out of the way.
He did.
He's
He
cut.
took his space.
He's cut.
He's
cut. Plus he has weird spiky hair.
I know.
Half these kids could play on the Stuttgart first team.
Yes,
We'll win every game 12-0.
Exactly.
Maybe 12-1.
Exactly.
We'll let the other team score a goal. Number 97. Write him down.
Okay.
Write that number down. Yeah. That kid's got it. Are there throw-ins in 4v4? Because if so, we're picking that kid.
Yes.
Maybe we should have them practice their dance moves
We should.
pick our team based on that.
We should.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes.
Kid's got it. That kid's got it right there.
Yeah. Oh.
I still can't get this. I don't know.
You got one more guess.
I don't know. I give up. I don't know.
X? Too bad.
Oh.
You killed your guy. I'm sorry.
What was it?
Soccer.
Oh, I should have guessed.
Jeez, what do you think we're recruiting for here?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, sign him up. That kid.
Yes,
that
yes.
kid's got a real
Yes,
nice.
yes.
Real nice.
Yes.
Coach is here.
doing here?
Not
No,
scouting for the
no,
4v4
no,
tournament.
no,
Hide
no,
the notes. Hide the
No.
notes.
What 4v4 tournament?
The Jags 4v4 tournament. It's
Yeah.
all good. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. Hide the notes.
Fairly,
Yeah.
Get out of here!
Sorry,
all right.
Sorry, Coach. Oi, wankers! Welcome back. All right, very fun. Beer up here. World Cup's coming up, 21 days away, 3 weeks officially. If you are looking for a World Cup jersey, if you're looking for a World Cup soccer ball, visit soccerworld.net. If you're in the Metro Detroit area, they got 3 great locations: Canton, Brighton, and Rochester. Not sure which store I like more, but visit them, soccerworld.net online as well. Any of the World Cup jerseys, they've got them. I know us here in this room will probably be purchasing several. Also, if you are looking to train, if you're looking to become a World Cup player in the near future, go and hang out with Aaron Bird and the Next Level Training Group. They'll do their best. My son goes to Next Level Training every week, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Could not be happier with the training they provide. It is absolutely spot on. Some of the best training in the area, the absolute best training in the area. There's no one better than Aaron Bird and their group. Scotty Wright, Renato, Dylan, they do a great job. Someone tag them, let them know we are talking about them again because they're good friends of our show.
Can we text Aaron?
Yeah, text Aaron.
True story? True story time?
True story. We got you got a story? What's the story?
True story.
Go for
I
it.
had a parent reach out to me the other day. It's like, where should I take my kid? I was thinking of this one. He just wants to get extra training. And I said, go to Next Level Training.
Next Level Training.
Dude, I had someone
True story.
from gosh, they live right in the middle between Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, and they're 2 hours away. They're 2 hours
Lord.
from everything.
Yeah.
And it was an MLS Next kid, and the dad was like, well, extra training and such. So I was like, well, it's a far drive for you, but you're already driving a couple hours to play MLS Next for this certain club. In Novi, Aaron's got a facility you can go train at. I always strongly suggest that. So trust me, any kid that asked me, you want extra training, what do I do? Go see Next Level and all their fantastic coaches, because you're going to be better.
Well, my thing was this. It wasn't even about the coaches. My thing is, if you're playing with different players, you're getting a different view, you're having someone critique you differently.
Yep.
You might have the best coach in the world, but maybe you get in front of a trainer and he sees it just slightly different.
Yep.
And maybe that is what clicks with your player. Maybe and that was my thing. Is just a different point of view, a different perspective. And I don't think we do that enough as athletes. I don't think taking a different way of looking at something and a different aspect.
Especially youth soccer, we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean
It's true.
That was my point. It had nothing to do with the other things that this individual was bringing up, thinking of doing, and that's actually what I told him. I said they're all good. You can't go wrong with all of them. However, one of them is going to be a little bit different than the others because it's outside and it's a different type of atmosphere, and you're going to have different people. And for that reason, I'd go to the different one, in my opinion.
I can't wait till we have the youth soccer discussion and I just get to not rant, but
I might have to leave the room for that.
I get to assess
We
everything
will have that
I
soon.
see.
We will
in
have
What's
scouting.
a youth soccer?
What's a
discussion?
youth soccer? Well,
Yeah.
please do visit soccerworld.net and visit our friends over at Next Level Training, both good partners of We Are Soccer.
Oh, hold it!
Oh, what's going on?
Kurt's home.
Oh, hey, Kurt.
Kurt.
Thanks for joining.
Just wanted to put that out. He's finally home.
Thanks, Kirk. Appreciate
He
it.
probably coached 23 games today.
Probably. Well, I don't know what he's drinking. What is
Probably
he
a
drinking?
beer, Scotch
Mike-
beer.
Ooh, I wonder
He
is
likes
Mike B
liquor.
on? Is he watching? Because I'd like to know what he's drinking.
I don't know.
He had a nice whiskey last week. A good picture he took
I
as
know.
well.
Can't
of
wait
us
to
on his
get
phone.
home and have myself one of those gin fizzies again.
Oh yeah, the gin.
I am on the gin fizzy.
To everybody who's joining us and having a drink, cheers.
Prost.
Thank you for joining us. And
Gin
prost.
fizzy.
All right, we do want to jump into one of our favorite segments here. We Are Soccer and Michigan Soccer Central Team of the Week. All right. We had some votes for this one come in this week, Brooks, and I was really happy. I'm going to put the graphic up, and then we're going to chat about it. Here we go. Team of the Week, Calvin University Women's Team. Congratulations to them for being the Team of the Week. let's find the notes that I've just scrolled by. All right.
Weren't they undefeated this year, I believe?
Yeah, they were. The Calvin University women's team, they closed the regular season with a 2-0 win over Albion, celebrating its third consecutive MIAA regular season championship. The Knights are also celebrated a new program single-season record with its 15th shutout in this win. They improved to 15-0-1 in the season, 7-0-1 in MIAA play with that win. The Calvin women's soccer team enters the MIAA postseason tournament as the number 1 seed and will host the semifinal game of the tournament on Wednesday, November 2nd. Congratulations to the Calvin University women's team and their coach, Emily Ottenhoff. So, ladies, well done. Congratulations. Brooks, I tell you what, man. This We Are Soccer and Michigan Soccer Central Team of the Week. It's one of I really look forward to highlighting one of the teams in the area.
Yes.
And we've had a couple of votes, and I know Nate has voted for his team once or twice, and one day they'll win.
So if people don't realize, we take nominations, but also everyone, so there's about 6 of us and a few more people at Michigan Soccer Central, and then obviously the 3 of us here at We Are Soccer, is we pay attention just in general to what's out there in the high school, the club game, and also the collegiate game. And, if we don't have any nominations, we make sure we find the team that, is very deserving, whether it's community service that they've done within their community or just the amazing stuff they've done on the field as well.
I feel like I don't have a vote in this process because I constantly am voting on a team that's never been nominated. I just want to say that.
You keep voting.
The coach is awesome.
You vote for your own team.
He's jacked.
He's Jack something. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. By the way, Michael Tyson is online saying Happy Halloween.
Hey, Mike Tyson, welcome. Happy Halloween. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. We've talked to Liverpool already, and you should be happy you missed it because I know how big of a Liverpool fan you are. Trainwreck. Mike, pick up a drink. Let us know what you're drinking. Appreciate it. Thumbs up. Hopefully everybody who's joining us this evening likes the set. We've had a little decoration. It is Halloween, as you can see. And we did a little redecorating. All right, so team of the week there. Congratulations to the Calvin University women's team. They are undefeated this year and heading into postseason play. If you, as Brooke said, if you want to nominate a team, go ahead and hit us up on any of our social channels. That is the We Are Soccer social channels and the Michigan Soccer Central social channels. DM us, tag us, let us know who you think should win. All right, we're going to switch gears. It is Bundesliga chat time because, you know what? It's been a big week in the Bundesliga, especially with Stuttgart gaining 3 points. Bayern, 6-2 winners over Mainz. And that Leverkusen-Leipzig game, which we thought would produce a lot of goals, produced 2. But it was still a very good game. Nate, take it away for Bundesliga chat time, my friends.
When it's late at night and it's really spooky, what gets the ghouls away? Bundesliga chat time.
Bundesliga chat time.
With Craig and Brooks.
You mean Roy Kent?
Roy Kent.
No.
Oi, wankers!
No. God damn it.
Roy Kent doesn't know that.
Brooks,
what the
Brooks,
Bundesliga
no,
is.
stop.
What's a Bundesliga?
No, Brooks, you're just
It's a
you're
Muppet
making
League.
it worse. You're making it worse. Stop it. Before we get into the Bundesliga, though.
I am supposed to be Roy Kent. Should I put the jacket back on?
No,
sorry.
just stop.
Okay, sorry.
Just God. Before we get into the Bundesliga, though, Bundesliga related, Bundesliga team related, Champions League, Europa, and Conference. Do you want to guess?
Champions Conference.
Do you want to guess the one league that didn't have a single team lose in any 3 of those competitions?
You're
You're right, the Bundesliga. That's what I know you're holding on for. That's what they are.
They did very well
did
in all
very
3
well.
competitions
The
this week.
anticipation.
They did very
They did.
well.
Lots of draws, lots of wins.
Lots of draws, lots of wins. No losses. Every team pulled a result, and
Well done to the Bundesliga teams.
Yep, and every one of those teams, most of them needed results, and most of them are going into next week looking really good, and it should be really interesting because you have a bunch of teams that look poised to actually move forward in the Champions League. You have a bunch of teams that look poised to actually move forward in the Europa, as well as the conference. So we'll see how that pans out next Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, technically, all 3 of those days. But the Bundesliga teams are actually some of the more exciting matches in the Champions League and the Europa because of who they're playing and where they're sitting at this point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. Anywho, what's a high-scoring game to you? Craig, high-scoring game to you?
In soccer, a high scoring
just
game
life. If you want, you could do NFL and do divisible by 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go. I go 5 goals in any
5
soccer
goals
game.
in
2-3, 3-2, 4.
Hockey game, right? 5 goals in a hockey.
5 goals is high scoring.
5 touchdowns.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, because I always hear that the soccer is low scoring and boring. Brooks, high score for you. What would be a high score for you?
For soccer?
Yeah, whatever. Sure, hockey. NFL divisible by 7. Go ahead.
6-0.
6-0. How about a 6-2 game? It's Moochin. Go marching on. They, it's funny. Again, I talked about this last week, how Chapo Moteng was, the criticism was, we know what we bought. We bought Nigel Zimzen. We don't need a target forward. And Chapo Moteng then all of a sudden started. And the interesting thing is he has basically scored in the last 5 games that he has played. And he has actually done very well in both the league and the championship. So it looks like they're just going to roll with that because it's working. Craig, as you said, Derby time. The Baden-Württemberg Derby, Stuttgart versus Augsburg, 2 teams in that area.
Yes.
2-1 was the final. For Stuttgart, my team, doing well, even with a caretaker manager. We'll see how that continues to roll. In typical Stuttgart fashion, they allowed Augsburg to score within 4 minutes and decided to play on the heels the whole game. Woo. But they had basically, the forward who's on loan from France, he scored the first goal. And then they subbed a bunch of forwards out. They had a bunch of opportunities, a bunch of attacking players winning out. But leave it up to a center back to actually score the 90+ 1 minute goal, with Stuttgart actually shelling 28 shots in that game, 8 on target. So they just couldn't get the net ball into the net, if you will. Leipzig versus Leverkusen, 2-0 win for Leipzig, which was solid for them. Figured that was going to happen. Brooks, you saw that bit of that game. What'd you think?
Yeah, I watched the first half.
Yeah?
So, how do you leave Nkunku? Just, you don't mark him on the set piece.
He's a mysterious man, that Nkunku.
Yeah.
It's
speedy and moves around.
You know what? I hear that quite often. How do you leave that man wide open? Let's give credit to the striker. Let's give credit to the player who got wide open. As a forward, it's tough to just disappear. So he did very well. But I thought we were expecting a couple more goals than 2-0 from those teams because Leverkusen have been putting the ball in the net this year. They've been doing okay.
Yeah, they struggle to win, and Leverkusen has been putting the ball in the net against weaker teams. Yeah. Leipzig has been doing very well since Marco Rose has come in, and they keep building and doing better.
Yep.
I think going into the Champions League game, they need to hold against Shakhtar, and I think they can, and I think they'll go forward. So that'll be interesting there with them. So that's something to watch out for. It's going to be a heavy game because if Shakhtar, if they win, I believe by a certain margin, I think they're going to go forward. But Leipzig has a chance if they just kind of hold on. They're solid. So we'll see there. Frankfurt Dortmund, hell of a match. Dortmund scored first. Frankfurt came right back, pretty even. Frankfurt looking incredibly good, playing partly due to Mario Götze, who's been playing well for them and has leaned out and is starting to be a candidate again for the national team. And if those of you don't recall the Mario Götze of the past, he's the one that had one of the game-winning goals
2014.
In 2014. It was
down in
fantastic.
Brazil. Yeah, scored the game-winning goal for sure.
And kind of went away in his career.
World Cup.
Yep, kind of went away.
They annihilated Brazil.
Yeah. Oh, he was in
7-1.
In the match.
Yeah, I was really happy because I hate Brazil. And
Brazil had all of its players playing that game, except for Neymar, who had broken his back. But they had all the stars playing, 7-1 demolishing. Germany doing what Germany does.
Yep.
Mario Götze doing what he does, and now it looks like he's back again.
Yeah,
huh?
he's
back in
performing
form.
really well
Back in
and well
form, I like
enough
it.
for them to be taking notice in the Champions League. So we'll see how that goes forward because they're playing Sporting and they're at Sporting. They're a little bit behind, but if they get a result, they will jump forward in that crazy race that has Tottenham, Sporting, Frankfurt, and Marseille basically all within wins of each other all up and down the table. So Tottenham can go from first, who I think are in that Champions League group, all the way to the bottom if they lose to Marseille. And Marseille at the bottom could go all the way to the top. So that whole shenanigan should be an interesting thing to watch unfold as that night goes on. But the important part is Frankfurt is really well in form and doing well. And, I think that Sporting versus Frankfurt match is going to be very, very entertaining. Anyways, moving to Sunday, Freiburg beating Schalke. Good for Freiburg. Kind of predicted it. Schalke's, kind of in shambles. Hiring the recently fired coach to take over for another coach that's not doing very well. Good job, guys. Cologne tied Hoffenheim in a very tight 1-1 draw, but, really surprised there because Hoffenheim can actually put in the net. And on to the main event, Union Berlin versus Gladbach. Union Berlin that kind of dropped because Munich won and needed to win in order to stay on top. And in typical Bundesliga fashion, Gladbach scored first, and I cried. And I was sobbing, and I was sad. And then Union came back, and then in the waning hours of a 91 minute that somehow stretched on for 7 minutes, so it was plus a minute, just kind of went on and on and on and on, Union ended up getting that win, jumping back to the top of the table. Union Berlin still sitting pretty, and I really do think if they can sit there and hold, and if they can then get fresh and recuperate of what is a busy schedule, and after, for the next few months, while all the players in Munich go off and play in the World Cup and get exhausted, I think they're going to be in really good position to maintain or hold.
Well, Nate, we've just put up the Bundesliga table right now.
Boom.
Right.
Look at how
Union
close
Berlin,
that is.
Number one, they're 1 point ahead.
Yep.
Their goal difference isn't quite as good as
Nope.
Bayern. So if Bayern
Nope.
get a point and
But
Union drop
they-
a point, they'll be tied. And Bayern obviously will go ahead.
Union are more of a defensive team.
Sure,
They that's what they're built on. Even their forwards track back and defend, and that's their strategy. They play team defense to a T, and then try to beat you on the counter. So they're never going to score a lot of goals.
All right, give me your big surprise right now.
Union Berlin?
Outside of Union Berlin. Outside of Union Berlin
Union
being
Berlin?
number one.
Oh, no.
Outside of that, which is obvious, but
I mean, it's
who's
nice
your
to see-
big? I mean, Schalke, Bochum, and Bayern Leverkusen in the bottom three. There's no way we could have expected Bayern Leverkusen in the bottom three.
Leverkusen was a dramatic surprise, especially since they were in the finished top of the table within the Champions League. I couldn't predict that the wheels fall off the bus for that, and then being in 16th and struggling. So that was a great surprise. I would have expected, honestly, I think I would have expected Hertha Berlin to be there because they struggled the last few years and really have done very, very little to improve upon themselves. The other surprise on the other end of the table, I would say, is Freiburg. I mean, Christian
Freiburg were
Schock.
consistently last year in the bottom half of the table.
So, funny story, and I texted you guys about this. I was walking to the park with my kids. I had my Stuttgart, not jersey, but zippy on. And lo and behold, a German guy walks by and goes, "Hey, Stuttgart, that's my team." And we just, instantly become friends because it's like running
Did we just become best friends?
It's like running into Sasquatch, basically. There's not a lot of people who know what a Stuttgart is and or that,
What a
where it is,
Stuttgart is.
where it is on the map. And so, when you run into the one, they're like, "Oh, hey!"
noun.
It's
You're
like,
Stuttgart.
yeah, you're instant best friends.
Stuttgart!
Of course, the only downside to this is that the other person always assumes that the person they're talking to knows nothing and I don't know, got the whatever bought as a gift, and they're waiting for the guy to be like, "Yeah, this is just gifted to me," and lo and behold, I knew more than him. So, anywho, we were talking and he brought up Christian Schock.
Awkward.
The Christian Schock of Freiburg, who's basically just been there for years, and he's been allowed, one of the few coaches in the Bundesliga who's been allowed to make a team and let it mature and do well. And you know what? In the Europa, they're sitting on top of their group, unbeaten. And it's good to see them sitting there at third place. And I hope they stay. I hope they win the Europa and also stay top of the table for the Champions League, because the guy deserves it. He's a fantastic coach. Stayed with this team. It's not a team of superstars just like Union Berlin, but it's a team that plays really well.
Sure.
Soccer.
Cool. All right, Nate. That's that's a pretty good Bundesliga chat time roundup there. All right.
I know
anything
one or
else
two-
you want to end with? I mean, the Champions League and Europa's coming up again.
Oh, I mean,
I can see some more good results.
Yeah,
for the
I mean,
Bundesliga
I'm
teams.
again going into this week. I'm hoping that all the Bundesliga teams perform and move forward, because I think it's good for the league. And the better they do, the more money they go in, and the more competitive it will be because of the rules and regulations in 50+1. A owner can't just go and just dump money into a team and have them do well. So they need to rely on doing not just one team, Munich, doing well in Europe. They need to rely on all of them doing well. So then they get TV deals, promotions, money, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Everyone's played FIFA. You know how it works, right? So,
Yes.
Anywho, outside of that, yeah, I mean, we'll see how things roll up. I'm hoping that Union kind of still keep on trucking.
All right.
And, yeah. And, final note, again, Gio Reyna didn't get any time, unfortunately. The U.S. player that plays center back for Wolfsburg, I don't believe he got any time, which is unfortunate. But two players that will never see the U.S. men's national team, P-Folk, started for Union Berlin, as well as Scully, who started for Gladbach against each other. But that doesn't matter because, basically, Berhalter will never call them, either with Tim Ream, and we'll go with, I don't know, some dude from the MLS. Sorry, Brooks.
I do think Joseph Scally
Vasquez?
gets called in.
Sure.
I
Why
do
not?
think Scally gets called into the national team. I think he will. I think he'll make it. Do I think he play? No, I think
No.
he should play, but I don't think
Yeah.
he will. I think he gets called in.
I'm just bitter. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Angry.
All right. For folks joining us online, do me a favor in the comments. Let us know what your favorite decoration around the office is. As you can see, we got some back here. We got some behind the boys at the kids' table, a little baby hanging, got some pumpkins, or let us know.
Quick Jets. VJ, say you're wrong. Everyone likes the Bundesliga. Side note. Number 2 on that. Tyson's missing Sadio Mane, and Sadio Mane is not missing Liverpool.
He's absolutely not. I do want to know, Mike Tyson, if you can, go back and watch, because we had a discussion whether Pulisic would fit in at Liverpool. I'd love to know your thoughts on that, because I think that would be a great acquisition. Again, American owners in Liverpool. So for you Liverpool fans, something for you to debate. I do want to get us moving a little bit here. As we do, I want to call out real quick, let me find my notes, I just wrote this down, a big congratulations to the Schoolcraft women's team, coached by our friends Ken Shingledecker and Scotty Duell. They are regional champs and are headed to Arizona to compete in the Nationals. So well done to Ken, Scott, and their staff, and the women at Schoolcraft College. They have had one hell of a year. So very well done to them. And it looks like the other MLS semifinal just went final. We told you earlier, NYCFC were up 1-0 on the Union, but that's not how it finished. Union came back and scored 3 goals and won 3-1, and now we'll head to LA on Saturday, November 11th for a 4 p.m. kickoff against LAFC.
Do you know?
To be honest, that's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, but
we got a costume change over here. We're going to have to switch to.
What are you talking about?
Whoop!
What are you talking
hello.
I don't know what you mean. Anyways, I've been looking like this all the time with my LCFC shirt, my Iron Man mask. Stay with it, Craig. I don't do costume changes. Hey, real quick, just out of curiosity. So Philadelphia went, LA went. They're playing in the final. Is that how that works?
Yes.
Playoff
Playing in the
format,
final.
yeah.
And you guys called both those teams in that final, right?
Yes.
You called LAFC and you
That's how
you
I'm
Looking
called
at my bracket right now.
you
That's,
called LAFC.
You look at
oh,
the
damn
bracket?
it. Sorry, I had FC Dallas.
You called it.
You had
okay.
FC Dallas
Oh.
in the final
I did.
versus
Craig,
Union.
but surely you had LAFC in the final. And
I
Philadelphia.
I have LAFC winning the whole thing in my bracket.
I am in third place.
Is there anyone
in our
else? Is there anyone else who had LCFC?
Officially, I'm in second. Brooks is in third, and someone else.
No, that wasn't the question, bro. That wasn't the question there. Fonz. Anyone else?
Address me as my
I will not.
costume suggests, and I will tell you who's in
will
first place.
not there. Arthur Fonzarelli. I will not do that. I will not sully myself.
Do you walk around like stores and stuff with those masks on?
No comment.
Okay,
It's a secret identity.
But I will say that once or twice, maybe.
maybe.
Yeah. When crime has need to be fought and foes are in your way, and you need Iron Man or a man made of iron, I'm your guy.
I have no
Robert
idea
Downey
where we
Jr.?
were going.
I've
with that.
trained my whole life for this, Brooks.
Yes, he
That's-
really has, folks. He really.
Yes, I envision, like, if a store gets robbed, that I will get shot in the process because I will yell out, I've tried this. Go time, mate. You've played enough video games and seen enough action movies. Let's roll. By the way, how is it you haven't watched Tango and Cash? Very disappointed. Anyways.
Did you watch Bloodsport yet?
Did you watch Tango and Cash?
No, I haven't
No,
done
Tango.
it.
What have you done the last 24 hours?
I don't know.
Halloween Classic Army of Darkness. I've seen it like a billion times since I was a kid. And if you haven't watched Army of Darkness, you need to get on it now.
We got on this because I watched the 90s Point Break, and I was like, I mean, I'm a Patrick Swayze guy, and I like Keanu Reeves, but I don't know. The story was just like anime.
It doesn't matter. If you're watching an action movie for the story and the plot line, then you're not watching an action movie for the right reason.
I don't know. It wasn't action enough for me, though.
Okay, fair enough. But Tango and Cash. Tango and Cash.
Stallone and Kurt Russell. I watched
What
the trailer
more could
sent
you
me.
want on that dream team outside of Schwarzenegger's Commando, which is probably one of the best movies in the world?
I've seen Commando.
Okay, well, there you go.
I like that one.
Bennett, remember when I said I'd kill you last? Yeah, I lied.
Oh Lord.
Let
All
up some
right,
steam.
boys. All right, lots to get to. Let's get to our MLS roundup.
Craig,
We do.
get to the chopper!
So Predator. I've seen that one.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Kindergarten Cop. I've seen that one.
Oh, the best movie, the best line, the best line ever is in the movie of End of Days. If you've never seen it, the movie is so-so, but he has this interaction with the devil where he goes, "You think you're bad? You think you're tough? You're a pussy! You're a crab boy compared to me! I eat people like you for breakfast!" It was awesome. It was just awesome. He's telling the devil.
Never seen it.
Yes, it was so good. Just watch it for that like 5-second clip and then turn it off because the rest of the movie kind of
The rest
sucks.
of the movie's crap.
Yeah, because like you would expect like in a Schwarzenegger movie, like he would like punch out Satan or somehow or use a machine gun to kill the devil, but instead he does something logical. It's actually well written, and you're like, ah, crap. He like kills him with like a sacrifice or whatever, and angels, and it's like very actually could happen in religious aspects. And it's just disappointing. I would want him to punch out the devil. That's why I was watching it the whole time. Schwarzenegger fighting Satan because that's what's cool. But instead,
And this is the way this spooky edition of We Are Soccer has been going. All right,
but I'm just saying it's a little ridiculous. You know,
Let's get to the MLS. I really do
not
want to talk
believable.
about the game that's coming up next Saturday. All right, we finally after how long is this season? 6 months. We got 6 months of MLS soccer, whatever it
Longer
is.
than that. Didn't it start back in February?
Yes,
it
did
started
start
in February.
It started 2
February,
to 3 weeks
March,
early
April,
because of the
May,
World Cup,
June,
and it's
July,
finishing
August,
early.
September, October.
8 months?
This is 9 months.
9 months. 9 months. After 9 months, we finally have the two teams who are meeting in the finals. Again, Saturday, November 5th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time at LAFC. The Philadelphia Union go in. Philadelphia Union are the Supporters Shield winners.
No, LAFC won.
Oh, they pipped them in the last week or two. You're
Yes.
right. But we must agree,
And
right?
that's
They're
why
both
they're
the number one
hosting.
seeds. Both the number one seeds. Both the two best teams, pretty much in the league. This is the matchup we wanted to see. This is the game. All right, Brooks, give us some love here because I got some stats we can share in a minute. But let me know your thoughts on these two semifinal games.
I mean, I watched a little bit of the LAFC Austin FC. I mean, they just came out and they just dominated. I mean, they're LAFC at home. It's so hard to beat LAFC at home.
Yeah.
And,
3-0 beating Austin today.
And freaking Austin took it to them couple months ago in Austin. It was like 4-1. They demolished them. That was when Gareth Bale started, and I think it was the last game Gareth Bale started.
He hasn't played too much.
But you see the front three, and you see why Bale's not starting. You just see the interaction between Vela, Arango. God, I always forget the last name.
Here's some interesting stats for you. LAFC today's lose on possession, total passes, and total duels won, but they outshoot Austin 22-5.
Yes.
And that's why they win. Because when they get the ball, they get it in dangerous positions and they go quick and they get shots. That is their objective. They get shots.
But Bouanga's the third guy. The new guy named Bouanga, yes, has been Arango, Bouanga, and Vela.
Aranga, and Vela.
No, Bouanga with a B. Yes.
I
was going to say the same
thing. But no,
thing,
honestly, going back to that, that's I always say possession is a really poor statistical measure for whether or not your team's doing good. Look at the shots.
It is.
Look at the shots.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I do want to say I agree 100% agree with you. And as Jose Mourinho famously said, I don't care that we were outpossessed. They can have the ball and they can go home. We took all 3 points. But total passes and duels won. Duels won usually goes the other way. Then the team possession. The duels won usually goes to the teams who won the game because they're out dueling them. But 22 shots to 5, phenomenal. You can absolutely see what LAFC wants to do. But just get the ball, go, and get as many shots on goal as they can.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the movement between the three of them. Just the understanding of, and they can come inside the game, and I mean. They said Bouanga just turned it on, when he got that, when, they got out of Portland with the draw, they gave him the Supporters Shield winner right there. They had to win or draw to get the Supporters Shield. And, I mean, then that Chiellini got Chiellini starting, and they started Chiellini today because they knew that Austin FC was set in a 4-4-2, and they were going to have to break lines, LAFC, and they were going to have to, they were going to have to play a bit. They were going to have to try to play through them. And they needed someone like Chiellini in the back to do that. And... you got Palacios going up and down Holling's head. It's just LAFC right now is a team on fire, along with the Philadelphia Union, who just won 3-1 against NYCFC in a nice revenge match from last year from the Eastern Conference Finals. But for me, it's just it's night and day between them. I don't know. They kind of blew up the roster. They got rid of guys. They sold guys. They, for money and, because they need to get guys out of there. They brought guys in. And
Bob Bradley, right? They got rid of Bob Bradley last year.
Well, this is more just coaching, though. This is just the team, the makeup and everything.
Yeah, they got rid of Bradley. They brought in a lot of stars, and it's a big shift. And last year they didn't even make the playoffs, right? They missed it by...
It was close.
By one position. I think they finished 8th or 9th. Yeah. They missed it. It was very close. But and you and I last year were saying, the Bob Bradley, he's gonna help them get in. Yeah. That didn't work out.
Yes.
This year, one of the best teams in MLS. They've turned it around and played very well.
Correct. So for me, I mean, just Austin is second year in. I mean, what a run they had this year to turn it around from being a bottom 3 team in the Western Conference to your conference final game in the playoffs. That's a pretty big turnaround, but they're still a young team and they still have a lot to learn. And I think Josh Wolf is still a young coach, even though he's been under Berhalter. He's been with the national team as assistant coach. He was a solid player, when he was playing in MLS for the Fire and other clubs. But yeah, Josh Wolf, I think has done a very good job with turning this Austin FC team around, and they are there. They can be a competitive team. But as we know with MLS and parity, is that just because you had one good year, 1 year doesn't mean the next year you're going to have the same exact results.
Yeah, that doesn't translate to future success as we know in the MLS.
The only ones that really do that, if you really look at the playoffs, so LAFC missed last year, but they've made it pretty much every other year. Seattle's been very consistent. Portland's been very consistent. TFC was for a while when Greg Vanney was there. So it's about team chemistry and bringing the right players and bringing in new players. 1 to 2 players can really change the outlook of your team in this league, whereas in other European leagues it's vastly different. Usually you have to bring in 3, 4, 5 and add depth to really change your season. So anyways, we'll move on to the next game. Obviously, we were doing the show here and prepping for it, so we didn't get to watch it. But that was a revenge match completely for Philadelphia Union. 11 guys out last year because of COVID, because they at home they lost to NYCFC. Yep. So that was a match that, and NYCFC, there were 5 guys that were unsure if they were going to play. I think 3 of the 5 played today, or at least were within the 18. Max Morales was one of the 5, and he started. But for me, the Philadelphia Union have been on fire the entire year. And like I said last week, you have a goalkeeper in Andre Blake that can win you games. I'm sure he probably made a bunch of big saves tonight, and he's a difference maker. And it's going to be interesting. You have a team with an LAFC with Maxime Crépeau that has been huge for them, picking up him from Vancouver. They've always had goalkeeper issues. That's always been a problem with LAFC. They've really solidified that position. And you have a team that's strong in Philadelphia Union who weren't always necessarily the big goal-scoring team like you'd think, like an LAFC would put up goals, but you have a solid shot stopper that's good in the air, that commands the back line, that commands his box in Andre Blake. You could put a good back line together. You put in some homegrown players, and you fill in with a few international players, and damn, look what you have with the Philadelphia Union on their budget, which is a lot less than LAFC.
Yeah, I mean, the number 1 goalkeeper in the MLS this year, Andre Blake, and he proved it. But they went down 1-0 today, and they came back. The Philadelphia Union came back 1-1. I do want to tell you, possession, NYFC, 65%.
Right.
More shots for NYCFC. 19 fouls by Philadelphia. That's a lot of fouls in a game. 9 by NYCFC, 19 by Philly. That's a lot of fouls, who end up winning the game 3-1 and going on, trudging on. And yeah, it was a revenge game for them over last year. Nate, you look like you wanted to have some a little bit of a say there.
Totally unrelated, because the reality is LCFC is going to win, and Nate's going to have a right bracket, and that's going to be awesome.
Did you just say LFCFC?
LAFC.
LAFC, okay.
Thank you very much. Will Ferrell will be happy. Anywho.
Today was the Will Ferrell versus McConaughey Cup.
And Owen Wilson released the eagle they do today at the game.
Owen
the
Wilson?
Falcon or wherever that goes around.
God,
Owen Wilson did that today.
I am not an Owen Wilson fan.
He was a Falconer.
I'm so sorry. I'm not a fan of his.
We're having some Halloween-related questions roll in here, and I think the last, and it's still a little early, just want to pipe in with it, the last maybe 5-10 minutes.
Let's hear it. Throw it out.
Fast, okay.
Throw it out. Let's go.
I'm going to throw them all out. You guys answer.
Are we done with MLS Roundup?
No,
I don't know. Wait, do the MLS finish the roundup? I'm just saying last 10 minutes.
And we got 3 minutes here.
Last 10 minutes, and then that's all it is. The last 10 minutes, let's do. We'll keep these questions coming in, and we'll do rapid fire questions.
You keep track of the questions, Nate. You keep track.
I got track of them. I'm starting at the top of Michael's first question.
So if you want to know why there's so many fouls within the unit,
19
I mean that's
is a
Jose
lot.
Martinez all day long for them.
It's
all day long.
tactical fouls. Then I'm telling you right now, I cannot root for anybody who does that.
I love it.
Jose Martinez is there for Philadelphia Union to not just be a connector, but to break shit up and to play rough in that 4-4-2 diamond they play.
And muck up the game and stop the other team possession and flow.
Alejandro Bedoya is there, too, to play on the side of the diamond so he can break shit up, too, because Alejandro Bedoya is very good at that as well, and so is Leon Flock, the young guy they brought in from FC St. Pauli, over from Germany, who went over there and he was playing with the under-20s and under-23s. Wasn't going to get playing time. You needed to hey, this kid's pretty good. He's American. He doesn't cost us anything because we don't need to have an international roster spot for him. And boy, he scored a big goal in the last round. The only goal to beat who they beat? To beat Montreal.
Yep.
And Leon Flock's been great. Kai Wagner's been a terrific pickup from the Bundesliga 2 team that he came from.
Yep.
Yes. And Glesnes has been huge, and Jack Elliott, their English lad they drafted a few years ago out of West Virginia University.
Let me ask you a question. Do you see Philadelphia Union? Do you see them playing that type of game next week, LAFC?
Yes. You have to be physical with LAFC because of all those players they have.
LAFC because they are quick, run by midfielder. One of our favorite players, a next-level training guy, Kellen Acosta.
Yes.
Do you think they will be able to play like that style? Because Kellen Acosta is very physical and very aggressive himself.
Excuse me, that's Nate Janulis's
MLS. Best friend. Nate's best friend.
No. No, I could only wish. Nate Janelis' number one pick for building his MLS team.
You picked Aaron Bird.
No, I picked Kellen Acosta was my first, and then I redacted it with a more strategic pick of Aaron Bird. But technically, I went with Kellen Acosta number one.
So you can't do what you did.
What do you mean I can't do what I did?
How about we finish this segment so we can do the...
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I really want to have this build your own team.
We are doing
and I think we got to hold him to...
In between the draft, which is the
I don't wanna hold him
22nd of December, and when MLS playoffs end, we will do this. And I'll put the rules together. Anyways,
all right. So
they will be physical.
Next Saturday, we've got the game in LAFC,
Yes.
4 o'clock kickoff, 4 p.m. Eastern time kickoff.
Yes.
LAFC, Philadelphia Union. Let's get a quick breakdown, and then I want a final score from both you guys.
Philly's going to be physical with them. They're going to take them out of their comfort zone. Andre Blake's going to be big. Philly's coming home with the win. It's going to be 2-1.
You think Philadelphia is going to come home with that win?
Yes.
Huh? You think Philadelphia is going to go to LAFC?
Yes.
And
They're
come
on a
home
mission.
with a win?
This club is on a mission. Philly ain't fucking around, boy.
Ballsy.
They ain't fucking around. They are coming out with the win in LA.
Listen, I'm telling you right now.
And I'm sorry, I like Kellen Acosta. I met the guy, but they are going to take that midfield. They're going to take
play
them.
next week like you played today. I know that was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger. I had my beers.
Oh, we're trying to go 90s movies here. Anyways, yes, 2-1 win for
2-1
Philadelphia.
Philly. All right, Nate, give me a score
I
prediction.
think
buddy.
my bracket speaks for itself on who will win and who's ahead right now.
Do you remember who you? I mean, you.
Yes,
you know you picked,
I
but you
remember
the score
who
you
I
picked.
picked.
Do you remember the score you picked?
I looked and strategically broke this down and said Kellen Acosta is my guy. I ride or die with that guy.
I think
Where
he
does
might be
Kellen
your best
Acosta
friend.
play? And I looked it up and I was like, yeah, LAFC. Not because of Kellini, not because of Bale, not because of all the other names that
I think
they
you're being
had.
a bandwagoner.
How dare you?
Wow! I wouldn't do that to a man in a mask. I would not
Dare
call
you.
a man in a mask a bandwagon fan.
Bandwagoner, please.
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 All right, give me. So you're going to have LAFC, and you know what? I'm going LAFC because
Yeah.
that's who I picked in my original bracket
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I picked the final two teams.
Yeah.
I picked LAFC versus
Yeah.
Union. I think LAFC are going to
Yeah.
get it done because you know
Okay.
what? The
Kellen
referee
Acosta.
is going to be swayed by
Yeah.
the LAFC raucous crowd,
Boom.
and you're not going to have
Boom.
as many fouls like that don't get yellow carded
And-
possibly red carded.
And you know who likes to fall back?
Who's that?
Kellen Acosta.
Kellen Acosta.
You know who's the guy on the field?
Kellen Acosta.
Kellen Acosta. You know
You
he's
got
going to
it?
have a goal that game.
Ooh, Kellen Acosta.
Kellen Acosta, baby.
Love it. Love it.
Who's going to be the man of the match?
Kellen Acosta.
Kellen Acosta.
Don't be
Yeah.
crying in our group chat when Brooks is right.
No.
Oh,
God. The
okay.
MLS expert over here.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, the
God.
expert. I can't wait for Dallas
Jim
to play.
Curtin and those players are on a mission.
Yeah, you know who's going to derail that mission? Kellen
Kellen
Acosta.
Acosta.
There's
Got
Arnold
it.
Schwarzenegger, but all right.
Maybe him. He'll probably be
All
at the
right.
game.
Well done on the MLS roundup, boys. Love it. That was really good. Next week we'll do MLS roundup and we'll round up the final game, which is played on Saturday. Tune in, watch that. Maybe at some point.
Kellen Acosta highlight show.
Kellen Acosta. We got to see if we can get him back on the show. If everybody doesn't know, we interviewed Kellen Acosta last year. He showed up to the interview in his U.S. men's national team jersey. I could not have been more happy that he did that. It was absolutely phenomenal. The guy is a pleasure to talk to and such a charming dude. Kellen Acosta, future MLS champion, as called here. We'll see if we can get him back on the show.
Player of the match.
Player of the match,
Future.
best man ever, should be the MLS MVP, but due to Don Garber and whatever else, he won't be.
All right,
Anyway,
Halloween questions.
God damn.
Where
all
am I
right,
going?
we're gonna get on to some Halloween questions. All right, Nate, what do we got?
The
What do we
Halloween
got?
questions, rolling them down, and I'm just going to keep going until we either run out of time or hit the end, so keep writing them in if you have them. Question 1. By the way, rules here. This is totally on the spot, too, because, people just started submitting questions. Michael Tyson started it with saying, hey, have you guys done any Halloween questions? And I said, other than questioning what the hell Craig is, no.
I'm Roy Kent. Oi,
We'll get to that one. Stop.
He's the
So,
Fonz.
Michael Tyson started it. We'll carry it on from there. Fasted, rap fire, can't think. Just shoot the first thing that comes to your head. Kind of like a Rorschach test where you see the in black. Right, question 1. We're going to go Craig, Brooks, Nate, and then we'll go Brooks, Craig, Nate, the second one.
you
Nate will
remember
always be
this?
last. Question number 1. Who is the scariest player in the Premier League starting with Craig? Go!
Diego Costa.
Go!
Erling Haaland.
I'm going to go with Martinez because he's scary, short, and I can't pronounce his right name. It's Martinez. I get it. Okay,
Good
next
question.
one. Next one.
Next question.
I froze. Next one. Who has the most Halloween uniform there is? Type uniform there is, or closer to Halloween.
Oh.
The Nottingham Forest away jersey that they wore today at Arsenal. They got beat 5-0. That jersey was horrendous. I do like that they do not have
Is this just
a
in the
sponsor
EPL or
on.
in general?
But yes,
You can
most
do it in
horrendous
general,
jersey.
whatever.
Yeah.
LAFC?
LAFC. I'm going to go with Manchester United.
Or Austin FC with their green Verde jersey.
So Manchester United has an orange and black, and Halloween's
What
orange
about that
and black.
West Ham kit that was worn today?
That's
White
gross.
with horrendous looking red at the bottom. Red's not even in their color scheme. That was horrendous looking.
That is horrendous.
Oh, yeah,
DJ
Pablo said Napoli. They do have that Halloween one they did with the spider webs.
Ooh, good call.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good job,
that's a great
Pablo.
call,
True,
Pops.
true.
Well done.
We're going to go with Brooks to start off with this one. VJ would like to know, what the hell is Craig dressed as? Go ahead,
Fonz.
Brooks. The Fonz. Go ahead,
Hey, you
Craig.
wanker! I know where you live.
Okay, I'm going to go with the guy pretending to be English. All right, that works for that one.
Not a bad guess, actually.
That is not a bad guess. Hold on a minute. Having a frozen issue here. Alrighty, back on track. Here we go. All right. Whoop. Oh, I already did that. Nate, you and Craig should be. Oh, nope. That wasn't a question.
Scariest fans. Michael
Scariest fans. That's right.
Yeah.
Scariest fans. Which team has the scariest fans? Going with Brooks. No,
Brooks
we'll
first.
go with we'll go with Brooks first.
Brooks
Brooks,
first.
scariest
Scariest
fans.
TCFC.
DCFC.
DCFC?
DCFC.
Yeah, the northern
I am
guy.
not. No.
I'm going to go Millwall.
Millwall.
If you've ever been
All
to
right.
a game at Millwall, those fans are, they're tough. You
Okay.
don't want to run into a dark alley with Millwall fans. It's not pleasant. Yeah, I went to an away game at Millwall. Yeah, Millwall. No, don't want anything to do with them.
All right, and
What'd you say?
Me?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Frankfurt. You see those maniacs throwing chairs at people in the Europa? My God!
You know what? I think Pablo
Yeah, that's
would
funny
have
because-
something to say. He knows some South American fans that support clubs.
You
Like-
throw out
like-
DCFC like the most harmless fans ever if you're not
Like
on
Boca
social
Juniors,
media.
I feel like Boca Juniors has some, and our League
Hey.
MX fans. Oh, what about those?
Listen, I'm not worried about I'm not worried about a DCFC fan. By the way, I love DCFC and your fans are great, but like, unless I'm on Twitter, which I don't have an account, I'm not really worried about any backlash. When I went to a game in Europe, there was a couple times where I was worried of myself
I take
leaving
that-
certain areas
I take my answer back.
intact.
Yeah.
Intact.
I take my answer back. What was that big brawl between Atlas and Liga MX and another club? I think the Atlas
yeah.
fans beat the living daylights out of
Yeah,
some
the
fans.
Liga
So I'm going to say
grabbed
Atlas and Liga MX.
And I think I've told you the story once, and I won't go into great detail about how I was actually probably in a ultras only party, and once I was speaking English, it was like a record went and stopped, and like a circle opened up around me, and like the one German dude who could shoot out a little bit of English pointed at me and was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I was just like, and luckily the guy that I was with swooped like a hawk out of nowhere, shoo, and talked to the guy, and I didn't die. That's the important of it.
That's why you're sitting here today.
My God, it was one of those when you look back and you went, "Oh, I was in danger. I was in danger there." It was. Am I Sailor? No, Michael, I'm not Sailor. I'm an Asgardian. I'm Thor.
We got any more questions from the fans?
No,
No.
Well, Michael thinks you and Nate should be Mario and Luigi, and I can be Toad
That's
for next
mean.
year.
I look like Mario or Luigi.
I think you could make a good Luigi. You're tall.
Could I?
You're,
Michael,
you're a
you could be the
Mario. You
princess.
have the mustache.
Peach.
I'll take the
Peach.
Toad or a
Peach.
Koopa Troopa.
Speaking of the Twitter, people tweet about me
Nate, are
and the
you
GIFs
Sailor
and
Moon?
everything.
What's a Twitter?
I don't know. We are Soccer's on Twitter. Please follow us. We like new followers.
be our
We do
friends.
stuff.
Instagram.
Yeah.
YouTube. Our YouTube
Twitch.
channel is slowly growing.
Twitch,
We-
TikTok, you name it, we're on it. If you
And
guys
we
are on
give
there, follow
away
us.
free giveaways all the time. Not really, but maybe.
Free
if we-
stuff. Disclosure doesn't happen.
No, but maybe if we had more followers, we would. You never know. Just so you know, it's not off the table. It's not on the table, and
No.
I'm
We're
now.
also on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, especially Apple
Yes.
Podcasts. Punches through, great.
Yes.
Last Halloween question, if we don't have any more from the fans.
Go ahead.
For you boys, How many kids do you get at your house trick-or-treating? How many, on average, do you think you're going to be getting in the next couple of days? Or tomorrow, sorry.
0, because
Yeah,
we live
Brooks.
in a private area.
Wow.
Boo, yeah, man,
Hoity-toity.
boo.
So
Sorry.
this guy loves Halloween. And this guy, I wish I had a setup like yours, but I don't because I'm not as cool, but I'm trying to get there one day. But it's a pretty good setup. It's not bad. And I have ready to go fun size, king size, and adult beverages for people in the neighborhood. That I hand them all out. I love handing them out. It's like people come to me and talk to me like I have friends. And it's like the one night of the year where random strangers want to come and be friends with me. Because I give them stuff.
Are you befriending little children?
I'm talking
with
about the
candy?
adults, Brooke. Don't get this weird.
Adults.
Okay? I got friends.
Michael Tyson wants to know our favorite Halloween candy.
Ooh, good question. Good
question. We're going to start our favorite Halloween candy. We're going to start with Craig.
Twix.
Normal
and
or
candy
weird specialty one?
No, it's just normal Twix.
Classic
and candy
Twix.
corn.
Brooks.
Milky Way.
Milky Way.
Well done.
Nice. I myself am more of a sour candy type guy, so I would lean towards any of the sours, like Sour Patch Kids.
Ooh, yeah,
That's
good.
just how I roll. Sour candy. All right. Also, pick a candy and which player would it? What? Pick a candy and which player would it be their favorite?
if
Like
they were a
Rolos.
player?
Who likes Rolos or candy corn? Okay.
I like
Rolo.
Rolo. I like Rolos and candy corn. If you pick the player, pick the
Wait,
candy.
you
That
like candy
represents
corn?
the candy? Huh.
Okay. Player that most closely represents a candy and why?
Declan Rice Krispy Treats.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Go ahead. Could be anywhere.
Sour Patch Kids and who's cranky?
Diego
Diego
Costa.
Costa is. I feel like Zlatan could be sour too sometimes.
Yeah,
Ooh,
definitely
he could
is.
be sour.
I don't think
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with this. Crybabies. In every defense that has to play Ernie Haaland. Because they're crying after he scores. It's a story. It got there. Just give it a minute to mature.
Got there. All right, boys. I think that's going to wrap us up for the week. Thank you, everybody online, for joining us in this Halloween edition of We Are Soccer. We very much appreciate it. Hopefully, you enjoyed some fun and the conversations and the different set decorations we did. And from the boys at the kids' table, everybody wave goodbye.
Bye.
All right, one last line. You live, you die.